Welcome to the Crafter's Corner, the live stream that's all about taking a break from the dreadful horror that is our lives.
The cultists of Great Cthulhu often worship him through depraved and orgiastic voodoo rituals, performed as an indescribably grotesque mass of naked human abnormality, braying, bellowing, and writhing in the moonlight.
That's what we should do.
To make time for creativity and crafting. Whether you're a wargamer, game master, RPG player, model maker, cosplayer, costumer, or creative crafter of any kind, you're welcome here.
And I always confuse Monet and Manet. Now, which one married his mistress?
Monet.
Right, and then Manet had syphilis.
They also painted occasionally.
Maybe you have a few hundred, or maybe a few thousand unpainted miniatures laying around your house. Now would be a great time to pick them up, grab a paintbrush, and a few bottles of paint. Let's get those miniatures painted, whether you just need that one perfectly painted miniature for your D&D character, a band of orcs to pit against your PCs, a custom warband for Frostgrave or Mordheim, or even a whole new Warhammer army. Let's get to work on it. And you know what? Now would also be a great time for a glass of your favorite beverage to enjoy while we work.
Captain Kirk, I thought Romulan ale was illegal.
One of the advantages of being 1,000 light years from Federation headquarters.
Or maybe you need some terrain for your table. No problem. Now would be a great time for cutting foam, flocking bases, scratch building something cool, and just painting something awesome. Not only will we have a good time here, but it just might make your next game night that much better.
To do this, we are going to need a greenstone idol of Cthulhu.
Yes, Ben, you may speak.
I can make it. I majored in art for a semester.
That's great, Ben. No special skills are necessary here, as long as we're having fun. That's all that matters. Maybe you've got a model that you want to build. Maybe there's a model of the Starship Enterprise or of a Klingon warbird that's still sitting in its box. Well, now would be a great time to open it up and see what it would take to get it done. Have you poured your drink yet?
What's that? This, my friend, is a pint. It comes in pints?
Oh. I'm getting one.
What about cosplay? Need some extra time to work on your next great costume? Now is the time to break out the sewing machine, the fabric, the thread, crafting foam, and maybe even some Warbla. That all sounds great to me. Let's see what we can create.
The human spider. I don't care.
So grab your paints, brushes, thread, crafting foam, fabric, or whatever it might be that you need to create what you want to have for your next game session or your next convention, or maybe just what you need to have a little bit of fun tonight doing something creative. Come on in for a bit of fellowship and camaraderie, because now it's time for the Crafter's Corner. Let's make something great.
My transformation into a deep one has finally begun. Father Dagon be praised. Dagon be praised.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Crafter's Corner. That's what we're doing on Sunday nights. Kind of trying to get back to a schedule. Now the holidays are kind of behind us. Well, it is New Year's Day, so this is a big day here, so it's still a holiday. But trying to make sure that today sets the tone for the entire year. Now, I had a New Year's Eve party last night. I did board gaming. We played Hero Quest with the nephews. I actually was able to get out my box that I got on Christmas Day. We painted it up, and then, of course, we made our 3D jumbo-size Hero Quest board, and I introduced a new generation of gamers, the nephews, to fantasy tabletop gaming with that. Then I went over to hang out with Megan and Brennan, and we played Boss Monster. And then also watched a movie. We ended up watching Glass Onion and Rung in the New Year. But I didn't get in until much later, so there was no morning stream today. But I wanted to be sure that I was streaming here on New Year's Day. I did as much as I could today, including some cleaning to get to set the tone right. Because you're more productive when you're organized. So I said I'm going to spend some extra time cleaning today. All right. So can you hear me? I guess you would have already said something if you can't, because I have been working on trying to get the OBS set up here so that we can have this particular setup, because that way you can see me, you can see the workbench right here where I'm working, and then also we're going to be watching Dinner and a Board Game Season 1, Episode 4, where we play Zombicide Black Plague. And I think I finally got all of the audio working here. You should be able to hear me. You should be able to hear Dinner and a Board Game. But also, I had to... the final thing I was trying to do today was I realized that there was a really bad off-sync between my audio here, my visual, like the camera, and then my audio. And it was really distracting. And so I was trying to figure out what delay. You have to put in a delay to one or the other for the broadcast in order to try to get those to sync up. So hopefully the audio and the visual down here in this side is at least reasonably sunk up. I was trying to experiment with that because there was no way to do it other than just experiment, take a recording, and then listen to it and see how that works. So I think we finally got this down, and that's good because this is so far the most technically complicated stream that we're doing. But I was talking to Megan last night about Dinner and a Board Game, the live edition. So that one's going to be even more complicated. So stepping through all the technology right here. Happy New Year. Thank you for the confirmation, White Rabbit. White Rabbit says that, yep, apparently we are going well here. All right, so wonderful. All right, so let me tell you what I am working on right here. This is one of the prototype action figures for the Tales of Rabavania. This is Sir Bors right here. And, well, let's see. We looked at, let me show you. This is the prototype that we got in from the manufacturer. This is actually the articulated prototype. This is my personal prototype. It's made of resin here. And it doesn't articulate. It's supposed to articulate. The final product is going to articulate, right? But this one doesn't because it is just a resin print. In order that I could check out all the size, check out the look of everything like that and exactly how I wanted them to go, and also paint them up and things like that. Now, this right here, which we did look at on another live stream, I've got all the pieces here, you can see. But in general, this is the manufacturer's prototype that does have all of the articulation. You can see here it articulates. So this is how the action figure will actually articulate. And if you want to see more of that, well, there's a whole other streams and videos on these action figures. But as you can see, it's not colored, right? So this is not colored yet. And some people ask on the stream, is this like paint your own action figure or something like that? And no, it's not. This is a really fine resin that they 3D printed. And then these are rubber right here. But the intention here was only to test all of the parts and all of the articulation, which we did. And I'm going to get this one back out later. But we checked all of that out. But the next step is to get all the colors right. And so I had previously done photography of all of these action figures to put together a color profile on them to send to the manufacturer. So like taking it from the front, taking it from the side, taking a picture from the back so that they would know how they're supposed to be colored. But there are two more things I have to do. Actually, I realized I never took a top-down picture, and they specifically asked me for a top-down picture of all of the action figures so they can see the color from the top down and then also the bottom up. And actually, I didn't even paint the bottom, the feet of the action figures. So in order to move forward with the action figures, the next thing I've got to do is take a top picture of them all and a bottom picture of them all and add that to my file, like my presentation of exactly how these are supposed to be colored. But there's a problem. And that problem is that because these right here, my handmade prototype, not handmade, they are 3D printed, but these are my personal prototypes. They're hand painted. I painted them. Because they're resin, they're very fragile. And I've had these break. Like, so I've got to glue them together. Like they're supposed to have, interchangeable heads and things like that. But like this guy's head dropped, and you can see where the resin broke. Now, at the actual final products of the action figures, of course, they're going to be durable. They're the durable rubber plastic like you get action figures in. But these guys are just printed resin, so they are very fragile. So, unfortunately, look at this guy. He fell off my desk like several months ago, back when I was having such a hard time. Well, one of the things that also happened was that this guy fell off my desk and he shattered into a whole bunch of different parts. And so in order to photograph him, I've got to reassemble him and make sure that all of them are ready to photograph. And then what I'm going to do, so I've got to reassemble him and make sure they're all glued together for the top photography and the bottom photography. And then I've got to make sure that I paint the bottoms of the feet the color that they're supposed to be so that we can see that in the photography. But then what I'm going to do, because I really want to hold these guys and have them being, well, you know, they're my original prototypes for these. So they're kind of special. I want to be able to display them behind me. And you can see I do have some of them behind me a little bit. Oh, you can also see up there, I hung a buckler on the wall while I was cleaning up today. So I've got my buckler up there. I like bucklers, but I want to be able to display them, but I don't want them to tip over. I want to make them more durable. And so I got these things right here. These are wooden discs. I think they're for like creating ornaments or something like that, but they have the wooden texture. They're wood, the bark texture on the sides, and they're wood. And I thought, hey, that would be kind of cool as a display base for these guys. So once I photograph the top and then photograph the bottom, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach these guys to a display base and come up with some really nice, you know, forest look or something like this with all of our action figure, with all of our modeling stuff and things like that, just for the sake of display. Because I believe that after I take the bottom photography of all of them, I won't necessarily need them again because from the manufacturing side, like I want to preserve them for my own sake. But once I send all that information to the manufacturer, and I may have to get the Pantone colors for all of them as well. So I may have to order a Pantone book. But once that's done, then they will create a prototype in color. So we can actually approve all of the colors of the action figures, and then it will finally be time for mold making. So that's where I am, and that's what I'm working tonight. I've got to make sure that all of my action figure prototypes are assembled. And so I got this box right here. When I was upset that I had the broken guy, these are all of my spare. All the parts should be in here. This is my spare parts for the action figures. You can see I got extra shields. I got shields with hands on them. I got their weapons in here. Wait, I got it. Oh, look, there's another one, a whole figure in there. So I got the raccoon shields, alternate heads. So I believe that everything should be in here that I need to find. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm be doing gluing. I got super glue and I got kicker here while we watch Dinner and a Board Game Zombicide, playing Zombicide Season 1, Episode 4, while we do that. But so this isn't a painting project, but it's the project that I have to do right now in order to move forward on my action figure project. So, all right, I'm glad you're here. Everybody having Happy New Year? I hope everybody's having Happy New Year. You got a drink with you? I got a drink with me. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to get Dinner and Board Game started. If there are different audio level issues, let me know because I can change that up if something's too loud, too soft. But then we did find that it's better if I stop when I want to stop the video when I want to talk. So. Let's get Zombicide going. It's one of my favorite games. Zombicide Black Plague.
To Dinner and a Board Game.
One of my favorites.
Tonight we will dive into Zombicide Black Plague Quest
being played over there
on the custom
on the other side of
board we built. Megan and I will be making dungeon gaming room, and we'll all be sampling.
Did anybody do any gaming over New Year's Eve? Or you might be doing gaming today or this afternoon or something like that. Did you do New Year's Eve gaming? If you did, let me know. Let's know what you played in the chat. I'd love to know.
Variety of beers. Joining us at the table tonight is special guest Lou Anders. He's the author of the Thrones and Bones trilogy, Star Wars Pirate's Price, and Once Upon a Unicorn. Come join us for a wonderful evening of food, fun, friends, and gaming.
Welcome to another episode of Dinner and a Board Game. We're your hosts. I'm Heath.
And I'm Megan.
And what are we going to be playing tonight?
We're doing Zombicide again.
This is another one of my favorites. I mean, still my favorite. I played a lot of it. Quest 2.
Yep, Quest number 2. We won the first one.
Yep. That's the first time you won one, right?
That's the first time I've won, so hopefully let's do it again.
I think we are. You know, Quest 2, that can be a difficult one. I've won it sometimes. I've lost it sometimes. So we were going to see what happens tonight. But regardless, the table looks great. The board that we built still looks fantastic. It's going to be an epic game tonight. So we're about to have everybody over. So what are we cooking tonight?
We are making scallops tonight.
We're doing seared scallops. And I've got this recipe from the 4-Hour Chef, Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Chef, so I figured we'd give it a try.
See what happens.
So let's see what we got here. What kinds of ingredients? That doesn't take too many ingredients.
Nope.
Okay, but here's actually my first problem. I went out to get radicchio and also Belgian endives, and they were not available at my local grocery store. I went out, and so actually they told me that I need to go to a larger grocery store and able to get them. So we're having to do some substitutions here.
Okay.
So we're gonna see how it comes out. I don't know. So instead of radicchio, we've got some Savoy
cabbage and red cabbage.
So this is the one that we're doing for the radicchio, right?
Yes,
Yep, that one right there. And what is that one?
Savoy cabbage.
So that one is for the Belgian endives.
What else?
Prosciutto.
Some prosciutto.
Oh, Stray says, I sat at home reading about the horrors of H.P. Lovecraft. Well, that could be a good time. That could be a good time. This right here, I'll show you this piece right here. I for my second round of prototypes, I wanted to print some hands or paws with weapons in them. And so this is the arming sword right here that all the knights come with. And as you can see, this is it actually printed into a paw. So we can see how the arming sword looks when held. So that's what the sword will look like held right there. And this is a test of the Warhammer. I like Warhammers. So here we have a Warhammer in a hand.
We do have that. Lemons, we have those right here. And then macadamia nut oil.
Interesting.
Make sure you have the oil of the right nut. Salt and pepper, we got that. We've got that covered.
Yep.
And then also large sea scallops.
Yep. And they are patted dry, so ready to go in the skillet once we heat that up.
Broken ear.
Oh,
I'll get the door.
go get it. Here, I got this.
All right.
Whee! I want it.
Where does a little finger hold the fate?
Where a crescent commands the straight.
Ah.
Hey, welcome. Hey, can I take that for you?
No!
Oh, all right.
Feel like I
Well,
need
come
another
right
one.
in. We're in here. All right.
Bag.
My name is Bill Barnett. I am a game designer, the writer of Journey to the Tree of Sorrows, and a cat aficionado. I'm here today because I almost dominated. And this session, today, I'm going to dominate.
Hey, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. What you got there? Okay.
Okay. Mine? Oh, no, just a,
There, I can stick them in there.
idle.
White Rabbit says, my girl's got me a Switch. Oh, cool. So Breath of the Wild was my crazy new year. I have not played that one. I don't know that one. I don't have a Switch. But Stray says, good game, I hear. I'll have to check it out. I've been getting more into different video games. I'm typically not a video gamer, but I'm getting excited about the board game, the video gaming rather on Tuesday nights. There's a lot of stuff to stream. I got the emulator set up. I still got to do some more technical work on that to get that broadcasting, but I think it's gonna be fun. White Rabbit says, I'm enjoying it. My kid has been on me for a minute to play it. Well, that's good.
You set him up there, and then he can watch us.
Oh, that would be great.
You want to go back at this?
Well, I might set Bill on this.
Oh, okay. Good idea.
Hey, Bill. So we're
Set me on what?
We're doing seared scallops tonight.
Oh.
So I got the recipe over here, and so the first thing we've got to do is we've got these objects here. So
Okay.
they need to be.
Objects.
We need. I don't know how much we need. We just need to wash these if there's. It says remove any kind of brown or.
Sure.
And then wash them, and then we're going to roughly chop them.
Okay.
So we need a certain amount of roughly chopped.
Okay.
That much.
Do you have a
Cutting board? Here you go.
Yes. Oh, that's a tiny one. Here,
That is
have the big one.
Here you go. Have another one. And then look, we can once they're planed, they can be roughly chopped.
All right, I'll take care of it.
All right, thank you. Have 4 serving plates ready next to the stove.
Yes.
Plates. But there are more of us tonight. We got 6 people coming tonight. Right?
Yeah. So enough for 6 people.
Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. I will get the
Next
door.
person.
Yes, a broken foot.
Yeah, I got ammo.
I was so angry when this happened. Where does a little finger hold the fate?
Where a crescent commands a stroke.
It's Lou. Come on in. Welcome. We're kicking up a storm in here.
Hi, my name is Lou Anders. I am a children's book author of the Thrones and Bones series of fantasy adventure novels.
Now, I guess I should point out, some of you probably already know. Oh, Stray says this was the first episode of Dinner and a Board Game I saw. Cool. This was a good one to watch. Even though it's brutal. It's a rather brutal one. But that's Lou right there, who's gaming with us. And he's the one who wrote the Thrones and Bones. The Thrones and Bones RPG. Well, the Thrones and Bones is his world. He's done different novels in the world as well. But we looked at the Thrones and Bones RPG on the Morning Grind. This is his campaign setting. It's a 5th edition campaign setting. He uses the 5th edition rules. But the Thrones and Bones campaign setting, this is his Viking world. Or his Viking area. So Thrones and Bones, he's made happen what I've been trying to make happen, because this is his novel. He's a traditionally published author. So this is Thrones and Bones, Frostborn. So I know you've probably heard me talk about Lou before. So that's who Lou is right there, if you haven't actually put a face to Lou yet. So we have looked at his work on the streams. And he also wrote a Star Wars novel, which I think he may be talking about right there. But he's published Thrones and Bones since we shot this episode. And I see that we have the porn bot in the chat. So, hold on. I didn't mean to. Let's get that person off and then get the porn bot out of here. Okay. But hey, remember, when the porn bot comes by, we breathe and drink. There we go. Integrating the porn bot into the show.
I'm also the writer of Star Wars Pirates Price, which has the distinction of being the backstory for the Smuggler's Run ride at the Galaxy's Edge parks in Disney World and Disneyland. So last game we played Small World, which I have never played before. And despite Bill looking like he was in a clear lead, we stomped him into the ground and I won. So it was a lot of fun. And I doubt sincerely I'm going to win against the zombies because I hate zombies.
It's Lou, everybody.
Hey,
how are you doing?
I am good.
Good to see you again.
Yeah.
Welcome. We're doing seared scallops tonight. So we're going to find out how it turns out.
Excellent.
But Lou is actually in charge of the drink tonight.
Yep.
So what we're doing tonight is sampling some very fine beers. Ooh. So Lou, will you tell us about the beer that we've got tonight? And open it up for us.
Well, this is Eclipse from 50/50 Brewing.
Oh,
It's an imperial stout, and they brew it every year, and then they take the beer and they age it in different barrels that previously held different things, like bourbon or whiskey or rye, and they seal it with a wax that tells you what the barrel was that was aged in. So I usually get the red waxes, which are usually whiskeys and bourbons, but I decided to bring white wax with Gold Flex, which is caramel.
Oh, all right.
If it were aged in a bourbon, I would lay the bottle down for a year before I drink it.
Oh,
When it's aged in vanilla or chocolate or caramel, it does not need to be. It does not need to be aged. So these are just last year's. It's about 11% too. So.
Okay. Well, and then so we have the Eclipse, and then I also brought this one right here. This is Chimay Blue. This is I was introduced to this beer when I was in Bruges. And that was actually the first time that I was introduced to Trappist beer. So this is brewed by the Trappist monks. And there is blue and red. I drink both of them, but it seems like here you can find the blue. So this is Trappist beer from Belgium right there. It's one of my favorites. So we've got a variety to sample.
Well, you all have that beer, and I'm going to have my Angry Orchard.
I'll get the door.
Grab it.
Where does a little finger hold the fate?
Where a crescent commands the strait.
Welcome, Daniel. Come on in. Join us in the kitchen. We're having a good time.
My name is Daniel Murphy. I'm a project manager for an architecture firm. I'm here to roll some dice.
Hey!
It's Daniel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you doing, man? It's good to see you. We are just opening up the beer right now, and we're also doing seared scallops. So I'm just going through here. You want to help us out, and we'll pour your beer as well? We've got some Eclipse beer here
That looks good.
aged in, was it caramel?
Yep.
The caramel barrels?
Can't imagine eating more than this.
That's probably.
Probably, yeah, thank you.
So
If not, we'll put
everybody.
up more.
where's my goodness?
I'll just grab it. I'll set it up here for now.
Cheers. Well, I wonder if you can put, for some reason, my spray bottle of Kicker the spray bottle has broken. Man, I'm having just about every problem you could possibly have. Creating anything always causes great problems. I mean, nothing is ever easy. I wonder if you can use, and I got super glue already on this guy. I wonder if I can use Kicker with like a Q-tip. Let me get something to put that in.
Can I smell it?
Yes, smell.
That smells good.
That smells good.
Wish I could drink it, but oh well.
That's good.
Suddenly, the kitchen comes to silence when we are drinking this beer. Okay, now it's time for the pickup. Okay, so season the scallops very lightly with salt and pepper and set aside.
I've already got them set aside and patted dry.
Okay.
I
Well,
will put some
salt and pepper
salt
them,
on
and
them.
then set them aside again.
Okay.
Okay. So heat a cast iron skillet. Well, we have these skillets, so we're going to work with that.
Good
and
enough.
heat over a high heat. Add 2 tablespoons of the macadamia nut oil. Here you go.
Tablespoons or
Yes, we are going
teaspoons?
tablespoons.
Tablespoons.
So add 2 tablespoons of macadamia nut oil. When it shimmers. What's that riddle from? You know, one of the additional issues with my setup right now is that I can't hear Dinner and a Board Game while I'm working on it. I still got to fix that problem. So what riddle is it? Let me listen to it. It's Lou. Come on in. Welcome. Let me listen.
6 people coming tonight, right?
Yeah. 6 people.
Oh, hold on. Wait a minute.
What is it?
Yeah, I got him on.
Where does a little finger hold the fate?
Right.
Oh, okay. So this is where does a little finger command the straight? I believe that was one of the ones that actually comes from Thrones and Bones. I'm pretty sure we were asking the people who came in if they had like a world they were building or stories they had done or things like that. If they had something that we could use. And so I'm pretty sure that is a code or something that they have to solve that's part of a map in one of the Thrones and Bones books. So that's from Lou's world. Add the radicchio and the endives. So we will have to get what he's got. Right. When it shimmers,
Right.
and season with more salt and pepper. Cook, tossing frequently with tongs until just wilted, about 2 minutes.
Got it.
Oh, yeah, no, that's okay.
We won't
Thank
touch
you,
the
Ray
statue.
Cthulhu. Watching after my beer.
Now, not to tell tales out of school, but we've talked about
Where does a little finger hold the fate?
Where a crescent commands a strait.
All right. Welcome, Brianna. Come right in. So that does work. Wish I had my spray bottle, but okay. So applying accelerant is kicker. Kicker is so useful to have, I think, because that's when it touches super glue, it makes it bond like right then, so you don't have to wait around. So that's really useful. I'm running out of accelerant. Some things that have to be around the workshop for general operation, and I now consider kicker one of them. I'm pretty sure that it had something to do with some part of a map, someplace where they were looking for something, and so they had to go to a location that was described by that riddle on the map or in the world book, or on the map in the world.
Hey!
I am Brianna da Silva. I am a creature of the night. I am cloaked in shadow. Wherever I go, I leave darkness in my wake. All will tremble, all will despair.
Hello.
Brianna. Is it Brianna or is it someone else?
A local cultist. All right.
Or a priestess? Come on.
Okay, so yes, is that shimmering?
Well, it's starting to.
Okay, then
it's
let's
fine.
throw that in there. You might need a little bit more oil. I don't know. It's working oil.
True.
More or not.
Or that's more like a really alcoholic.
Will someone drink this one if I...
Or if you want to take a taste of that one too, if you don't care, you're welcome to do that too. See what you think. Smell, inhale deeply.
I don't like beer.
Honesty is a great quality.
Okay, try it. Try it.
Okay. Which one is that?
Let's try it.
That one's less. I still don't like it though.
Okay.
I'll try an angry. I'll have an angry orchard.
Join me.
The go-to?
Thank you.
There you go.
Okay.
Add the remaining 1 tablespoon of macadamia nut oil.
Oh, I need to put the Discord link in the chat.
So just pour some oil in there. So coat the scallops without touching them until they're well browned at the bottom. It will only take 1 to 2 minutes. So this should be at heat on high. What do you want?
Oh, well, I turned it off.
Okay.
Now it's on. So
Okay.
give it a second.
Just a second.
Yeah.
We'll warm that up.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
What? Those cows are wandering free, aren't they?
They're loose.
There are 2 black cows.
Well, it sure does look like it.
All right. Well, Lisa, go ahead and jump out there.
Okay.
and,
Well, who would like to wrangle cattle?
I want to, but I got.
We've never had that happen before. Do you wrangle cattle?
What? Cattle wrangler. No. Go.
we don't need beef. So.
Do I look like a cattle wrangler?
Well, surely they notice. He just pulled out on his 4-wheeler.
Hopefully.
I don't know if they're his.
Oops.
I don't think they're the neighbor's cows.
I can't
They
seem to
hang
get
out in the neighbor's yard, but I don't think they're owned.
Is
by
Maybe
them.
they're
else's
free
cows?
range cats.
Yeah.
Well, the neighbor's yard is fenced in, so.
Well, right. And that's an electric. By the way, that's an electric fence. Everybody.
About that.
Yeah, it is. I don't know if they shocked their cows or not, but they've shocked me. They've gotten their
The
neighbor
lawnmower.
3 times now.
Does it hurt?
Lawnmower.
Actually, another person told me there's actually, well, it can cure some illnesses. if you
Like a desire to touch an electric fence.
Right. Yes.
It would cure that. Yes.
Or
So when we're out running around later, keep in mind.
keep in mind
When
that's
we're out
electric
running
fence.
around.
Yes. Okay. So it will only take 1 or 2 minutes
I know.
until they are well browned on the bottom. And then turn them over and brown them on their side. They should be barely translucent in the center. Then you will loosely wrap each scallop in prosciutto and arrange them on top of the radicchio and the endives.
Okay. So maybe somebody can start plating that
Yep.
before it gets cold. Yeah.
Can get the towel
This as
Hey, let's drop up some more. Can you drop up some more?
Absolutely.
All right.
Can we have a second chopping board? Right?
No.
Has that one been used?
No.
Oh, you've got lemons on it.
Oh, so there's your 1 minute. Since
Well.
I started that timer.
I saw a second one that was smaller before.
It's right here.
Is it used?
Has that been used?
No.
There it is. All right.
That didn't take long to warm that up.
Nope.
All right.
Okay. So somebody else is gonna
Okay.
have to wrap.
Where
this
are
in
the
a sheet.
lemons?
Right there.
Okay, because we are supposed to instruct everyone that before you eat it, you need to squeeze the lemon over all of your meal.
You're in charge of.
So juice your meal.
Where's the? There. Who's got it? Okay, we'll put a lemon slice on everybody's plate. All right.
Okay. I think these are done. I know they cook pretty fast. Smells like seafood in
How am I
here.
supposed to do this?
I don't know. Maybe you could just like set it on it.
I'm ready.
They're so tiny.
What if I just lay the prosciutto on it?
Just do that.
Okay.
Here, take that.
What if I garnish with prosciutto?
Garnish with prosciutto.
Okay, why don't I do that?
So.
I want to wrangling cows.
Somebody's wrangling cows? Oh, that's amazing.
The cows are going home. Hey, where are you doing? And the cows are home.
That I have not done. I didn't require that much learning. I didn't do that. They got me with the electric fence, but nope, haven't gone to that level yet.
Yay! All right, there you go. Oh, excuse me. That was
Okay, I have garnished with prosciutto.
Okay. Well, then you can start plating them on.
Is this the one we're doing?
That's the one that I found out about first in Bruges. Which was a fantastic city to visit.
How long were you there?
I was probably there about 4 or 5 days. There was a bar in the basement of a church that you go down into the basement of the church. It's fantastic.
Now, a former church or a?
I'm not sure, but it could have still been operational.
Does the church know? Okay.
You know, in Europe, I think they probably have churches that are actually big bigger.
Well, the Trappist monasteries. That's what you're drinking right now.
Well, I think the answer is no, but is there anything else that we can do back here to help?
I think we are
think it's
actually
almost
just about ready. As soon as I plate all of this,
all right,
then we are going to be ready.
Oh,
Here, wait,
I
let
gave
me
the
go ahead
cow-
and plate
I
some.
don't know what more you want.
Well, yeah, you did all the heavy lifting. Well, I am looking forward to doing better at Zombicide than I did the other day.
I think we're gonna take this quest
Are
down.
we going to dominate?
Oh yes, that's what we're going to do. As long as we don't have abomination. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for dinner. Everybody, grab your drink.
This is another one of those things that can possibly happen to you when you're trying to create anything, particularly action figures. But I'm glad I went ahead and got started on these guys. I've got a lot of writing to do, but I'm glad I went ahead and got started on these because this is getting these guys produced has been a major ordeal. Everything that can go wrong has been going wrong.
For our toast,
All right.
Yes. Special non-beer toast.
friendship, zombie slaying.
Zombie slaying, yes. Zombie slaying.
Here you go.
Just knock it. Yeah.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Domination.
Let's eat these scallops.
And play a board game.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Hi, my name is Megan Picco. I'm an actor and costumer. I did decently in Small World last time. I would have liked to win, but whatever. But Zombicide today, I want to win again. I want to kill some zombies. I'm ready to go.
I'm Heath Robinson, the co-founder of Infinite Black and the co-creator of Elder Dice and Journey to the Tree of Sorrows. Today, I've invited everybody over to my house for one of my favorite games, Zombicide Black Plague. We're playing Quest 2 tonight. It's a difficult quest. I've won it, I've lost it, but I think we're going to have a great time tonight, and I think we're going to put it in the bag.
Ready for Zombicide Black Plague?
Ready.
All
Let's
right.
do it.
This is Quest 2. So
You'll notice that in this version, in the post-processing and the post-production here, I upgraded our dashboards again. So instead of just having from episode 1, or actually it wasn't episode 1, it was it was episode 1 of Dinner and a Board Game season 1. I upgraded our graphics package here for our panel beneath us now. So now we have the crystals or rubies or something like that under there. I think it makes it a little bit better than just the circles that we had the last time.
Well, this can be a hard quest. We will just see how it goes. So this is Zombicide Black Plague Quest 2 called the Black Book. Here we go. Now we know. It's not just our village. The zombie plague has spread across the land. What's going on? The necromancer we killed held notes in his laboratory, most of them referring to a mysterious black book and other items of power. Exploring the surroundings could prove useful to get a better grasp of the threat that we are facing. Of course, there are zombies on the way, familiar faces turned into monsters. Hey, that guy owed me money. So here we are. We are all starting right over there. Okay. And so I will tell you what our situation here is. Our objectives. We must reach the following objectives in any order in order to win. First of all, we must steal the black book, which means take the objective in the central building of tile 8R. So we must take that objective right there in order to win. We must take both vault artifacts. The vaults over there, they can be accessed by using the yellow and purple as well. So we must take both vault artifacts, and we must also feel the power, which means that we have got to get to the red danger level with at least one survivor. So one of us must get to red.
43?
Yes. So that's what we've got to do. We've got to steal the black book, capture both artifacts, and one of us must get to red level in order to win this game. So the special rules are as follows. We have randomly distributed the red and blue objective markers among the objective markers out there. So on the other side, there are red and blue randomly. Each objective marker that you take will get you 5 experience points. So that's one way to advance us toward red. If someone gets that, it gets you 5. The green spawn zone, which is over here, that green zombie zone, that one is only active after we achieve the green spawn marker, the green objective marker. So that one does not activate until we get the green.
So if we happen upon it.
Yes. And so we have a green door right here and a blue door right here. And both of those cannot be opened until the blue objective marker is taken and the green objective marker is taken. Of course, the green objective marker, it will also activate that, but we can't take it until both of those.
That's complicated because we want to get here, but we can't do
You
it right
can't,
away.
right, yes.
Oh gosh, how do we
need to start trying to open these as much as we can.
Yeah. So these two first.
Perhaps it is.
And do we need to have
Or we
like
could go
one
here.
person get the objective thing?
So what do you
that
think our what do you think our
knocks them up
strategy should be?
quickly?
Well, that's true. If one person is taking objective markers, then they would move toward that.
That might be a good move. Is there anyone in particular that we would get more an advantage if they were the one doing it, or does it not matter?
You have a what?
Wouldn't it be beneficial if we kept our range class possibly grabbing objectives?
If he grabbed objectives, well, I mean, he could do that.
All right.
Cool.
So we'll just progress around the table in this direction.
So,
Okay, Bill, you're playing Clovis.
Yes.
So you
Try the
are
basic way
only
one more
character
time.
in the beginning that is a fatty killer.
Yes.
So we get, but you have the special ability +1 die in melee, correct? So
I do.
If we encounter fatties, you are the one who has to deal with that.
Yes.
now, Bill, can you knock down doors?
Bill can, yes.
Yes.
So,
I can as well.
do you think we should start with this one because it's closer, or with one of these because?
No, wait, what? You're not supposed to be able to knock down
I have a short sword.
Oh, because you, I'm sorry, we have a situation here. You
got
were
mixed
supposed to
up.
have because you were playing Megan, but you were playing Megan as Baldric, so you are the magic user.
Okay.
Yes.
Or playing Baldric as Megan.
Yes. Did we get the right colors here? What? Megan?
Yeah, purple.
Purple, yes. Okay. So
Apparently
now we're right.
Megan's not
So-
in this version or something, but I want to be Megan because I'm Megan.
Because yes,
Oh,
it's
that's not confusing.
So I'm Baldric, Megan.
She has the miniature of Megan.
Basically,
but
I just
all the
look-
rules of
yeah.
Baldric.
So my first thought would be to.
So yeah,
go
we've
that
got two different directions we can go. I mean, we can go that way. We can go toward here. Is anybody working on anything cool this evening? You got any cool projects? You're painting up miniatures, working on cosplay. Anybody doing anything cool while we're sitting here and working tonight? Maybe that will work. That's the green spawn zone. We got a red spawn zone right here.
Here
what-
we're further away from zombies that are coming immediately. Here
they're
we can
not
get
coming.
two. This is a interesting
I
strategy
almost
decision.
think if we want to come here first before this gets too crowded.
That's a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys all agree with that?
Yep.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Where do you want me to move your character?
Now, how far can I move again?
You can...
Well, one zone per action, and you have 3 actions, right?
Okay. Well, there's no opponents on the board, so I will move 2. Yep.
we want to move one more to get to the door. You won't be able to open it, but
Sure.
okay, cool.
Okay.
And Daniel, you're playing who?
Samson the Dwarf.
Okay, he sacrificed himself in a major way last game, right? Yes. So
really
The
appreciate
character
it.
of
I'm glad that
Samson,
we
yeah.
have a character, someone to play Samson this time. So you know,
He's back from the dead. Does that make
Kill him.
yes, he is. This is Samson returns, but in the okay way this time.
Samson has resurrected. He is not a zombie.
He's resurrected. True resurrection. He's back.
I'm going to follow suit, but take a more aggressive path and position myself.
Oh, but we can't open this door yet.
Correct.
He's just there to soak
I'm
up
blocking
damage.
movement.
But you could speak. The zombies will spawn in that.
And they'll attack you. So you might not want to do that yet.
I'll take 2.
Well, they won't attack him on that turn.
Oh.
But when they spawn, they will be in the zone.
All right.
Okay.
That's okay. We got
Do
others
it,
behind
Sam.
you.
Okay.
All right.
All right. See.
I am playing
Samson is brave yet again.
Silas.
He's Silas, our elder. So each one of the rabbit knights has a different crest on their great helm. So those are interchangeable. So this is Sir Boar's right here. So that's Sir Boar's helmet. He's got the Hydra on his. Sir Merrick here has the Phoenix. I don't know why I didn't glue these crests on originally, but any little part, since hopefully they're going to be going to display soon, because I've already done all of the photography for things like the websites and things like that. They just need the photography for the colors top and bottom for the manufacturer. But hopefully I'm moving these guys to display pretty soon. And this is Sir Jason right here. So I need to just attach all these parts. And Sir Jason has the dragon here. So there we go. There. So dragon. Oh, see up here. So dragon, Phoenix, and Hydra. So Merrick, Jason, and Boars. And those are our 3 main hero knights in the story of Rapavania.
An archer? Yep. So why don't I move just 2 forward and stand behind Samson in the zone behind him?
This one, right?
Yes.
I want to put pressure on his feet.
Right here?
Yep. And face me. I don't know if facing matters, but face me. I'm looking at
Oh,
Silas's butt.
it's dramatic.
Oh, I see. You're waiting for the zombies.
Yeah,
to
all right.
arrive.
I'm playing Beauregard. So I'll come down here and I'll stand here with Clovis, ready to go through the door. Megan.
Okay.
Playing Megan.
Megan Baldric. I am also. How about I stand here?
Thank you.
Merrick here has
Now,
lost
I
his
have an
arms. I got to
advantage
find
when
his
I have
arms.
a 1 free move action, so I can
It's-
go all the way
it's time
down
for his
here
head
and
to be
try to
attached,
open the door.
Yeah.
Do you all care which door I try to open? This one.
Oh, that one? All right.
Let's do this one.
Okay.
1.
Oh, failed. All right. So now it's the zombies' turn. So there are no zombies on the board. but we're going to progress, and the order matters. So we'll progress here to here to here, and then over there later when it activates. So the first one over there we will draw. We are all still blue experience level. No one comes out there. So
You're
I'm
lucky so far.
discard right here. Oh, it will discard right
Yes.
here. Okay.
Second zombie.
Second zombie spawn zone. One fatty. Over there. Oh, the necromancer spawn.
Already.
So the necromancer comes out. The necromancer, I got some necromancer spawn zones. So let's put a different color. Okay, so he'll be purple. So we'll put a purple spawn zone, and we immediately resolve his spawn zone. So let's see what he brings with him as a necromancer. Oh, double spawn. We do not spawn. So double spawn means we
to make
do
sure
not
they're wearing
spawn
their
right
hoist
there,
before their
but
head
the
gets
next time we are
super glued
upon
down.
to draw a zombie card, we must resolve 2. So I'm going to put it on top of the deck so that we will be able to do that. Once again, Clovis, it is called upon you to save us.
Okay.
Set the tone for the whole round.
All right. So can I see? I can get to him in how many moves?
You can get to him now.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I can't tell how many different.
You're standing right here. Okay, so you want to kill the necromancer?
Wait, why don't we open a door? And let
sorry,
the three
that's
of
him.
us-
Sorry.
So you're standing right over here.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
have
so we'll-
door
we'll
number
let him
1.
I don't like it when I
Diana was
pick up
trying to open.
Okay, I'll go.
their heads and things like that. When I pick them up on stream to show people on the streams, and then all of a sudden heads and arms are falling off. But I got to find his arms. Maybe it's in that box.
In that.
All right.
Now, next to my door, I have like a bell and like a.
Okay, so you do generate noise when trying to open the door.
Yes.
The bell means noise. We haven't been putting out most of the noise tokens because ordinarily it's obvious, but in the case that it matters, opening a door does generate noise.
Okay.
Or at least actually trying to open the door.
All right. Now, so how many die am I rolling?
You roll 1.
Okay.
And I believe you're trying to open a roll of 4 plus.
Yep. All right, 5.
Okay.
Excellent.
So that one moves. We will place it with an open door. And now we immediately determine what kind of zombies are inside.
All right.
So we will, but we have to double spawn.
Oh no.
So we draw 2 cards. Everybody's still blue. So 1 runner is inside. And also 1.
This is my box of extra action figure parts for what I thought was everything that was not Rabavania, but I'd better check through it just to be sure that I don't have arms in here. But I got to get the rest of my action figures, my He-Man and everything else, put on bases, and I want to get them all set up nicely. Oh, see, that's Rabavanian. So I want to get them set up nice because I want to get them on bases too, so they don't fall off my shelves. I hate action figures when they're falling off the shelves.
Fatty is inside.
At least you're equipped to take down.
Yep.
So that was 1 action.
Okay.
You're ready to go again.
All right. Well, do I have to move again to attack the
You will have to move inside. Yes.
Okay.
You took 1 action to open the door.
All right. Well, I'll move inside and I'll attack the fatty.
All right.
And that's my third, right? Third action.
That will be your 3rd action.
Okay. And let's see. What do I roll for that? It's
Just 1, I think.
just 1. Okay.
Okay, but you're Clovis.
Yeah.
So your special ability is you get 1 die melee, right? 1 plus 1
Yes.
die melee.
That goes to
So
the
you get to roll an
skill
additional die. What'd you roll?
4.
A 4. So you got 1 fatty, but you get to roll again.
All right.
You
Then
have
I'll-
plus 1 die melee.
2.
Okay, so it didn't matter.
All
You
right.
get 1 experience point, but the fatty has
Way to go,
perished.
Clovis.
Again.
Good job.
Nice job.
Perfect.
There is still a runner in there with Clovis. Daniel? That's Samson. Your time to go.
I'm going to use all 3 of my actions to hopefully kill this.
Well, hopefully you get him in 1.
Yeah.
Look. Ta-da! Sir Merrick arms. I figured they must be someplace. All right, so I get some arms on Sir Merrick now, too.
All right, so I need a 4 plus.
You should have called no roll. If you roll outside of the thing, just immediately call no roll.
Well, he didn't know that, so let him call him around.
Well, you can.
He accepted the.
Well, you also don't have to throw it. You can just drop it, and it'll automatically bounce very well.
All right, that was a miss as well.
Oh, yeah.
Oops,
6. Because
All right.
Yogg's thought comes through. Okay, so you kill him, you get 1 experience point,
right?
And now we are allowed to remove 1 zombie spawn zone from the board.
I think we should
Which would you
remove this
prefer
one.
to remove?
This is the one that's closest to us. We might as well
there's 2 there.
remove one of them,
Yeah.
so we have us to do.
Wait, does the necromancer one not go?
It can be any one.
Oh,
that one's
including the necromancer.
The necromancer one could go, but we can choose any spawn zone to remove.
Anyone presents the highest threat, it's going to be that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're moving 1 from over there. Okay, sounds good.
Having 2 there.
Excellent.
Thank you, Samson.
That's right.
Silas.
All right. So the necromancer is gone. Now, do we need me to pick up that thing? Is that what we said?
Yeah, there's a runner in there.
There is a runner in here.
Okay. So if I move 1, can I then fire through the open doorway?
You can fire through the open doorway.
Excellent.
If you roll a 1, you will hit Clovis.
Roll
Really?
1.
Yes.
I don't want to do that.
So our rule is that on a critical failure, a 1, you will hit.
But if
the,
I have +1 to dice roll, I can't. Oh, it's a natural 1.
right, natural 1, right. So
with
if
modifier.
you roll a natural 1, you hit Clovis. If you roll anything else, you kill the runner.
Well, I'm not going to roll 1s. I don't roll 1s. I don't like that die though. Here we go. 2.
Okay, so then the runner goes. You get
Excellent.
an experience point,
I
and
get
the
an
runner
experience
dies.
point.
So
And now I got 1 more action, right?
I
moved
you
1
only
there.
shot once, right?
Yeah, but I
Oh,
had
you
to
moved and shot. You still have additional
So I'll
action.
step
Yes.
into the room.
Okay, move him over.
Or would it be more useful to try to open that door?
He
because-
can't open doors. He
Oh,
only has
okay.
a
It's
bow.
just you and
This is an elf with a bow.
So, but I can try to open this door. You want me to try that?
Oh, you
I've
can?
got a short sword. I've got 4. There. Now I don't have to show an armless Sir Merrick every time he comes over. I really like him. He's a great looking knight. I really like the way that his color scheme came out and his sculpt and everything. It's really nice. So he's now back in action. What happened to Sir Bors? Sir Bors is also taken care of. We got a problem here. Is this... Okay, so let's get his hand on. Plus. So I will roll for that. So here I go. Against the door. Fail. Here we go again. Oh, we need to put his head on. Fail. 1 more time.
6.
Cthulhu brings it home. All right, so this is open. So black door. So this is the open door right now. But now we must draw for here.
Okay.
Here and here. So what's inside this one? That was my 3 actions, though. Here we have everybody still blue, right?
Mm-hmm.
1 fatty. We're gonna need you, Clovis. And then right here, 1 walker. Stray says I want him. I think talking about Sir Merrick. Yeah, I do too. Obviously, I do. So here we're starting to get all 3 of them lined up. Jason, Merrick, and Bors. But I got to put his head on because I'm tired of picking him up and I don't want his head to fall again.
For the most part. Okay.
Megan?
My turn?
Yep. Time to bring the hurt.
Well, I can't hurt the fatty. Can I? No.
Probably right.
So I can't go through, but I can't go through the fatty.
Well, you could move here. So I don't know where
I'd have to
you're.
go-
You're in.
I'm
You're in
right here.
this space right here.
No.
Oh, you are
That's-
here.
I'm right here. This is me.
Oh, that's you.
Purple.
Okay,
Yeah.
so 1.
Well, I
2.
just set myself in with it.
You know, it takes an additional action to move out of area with the fatties. I
Okay.
mean, you could try to move through because you have +1. Oh no, you're spellcast.
You would be
Yeah.
stuck in there with them. That would not be a good
Yeah.
idea.
You probably don't want to hang out.
I'll
there.
probably just hang out
Right.
right where I am. Because if we're gonna let him get all of the objective, then I'll
So
just
Silas
I'll
is all
just
the
guard
objectives.
this.
So-
Yeah.
If you want me to, yeah.
All right.
I'm not precious about it.
Okay. In that case, I will.
Bill, could you please bear me? I haven't really talked about this one much yet, but I do have a knight with a swan as his crest. So there are a few different things that are made up that we won't get to yet. I mean, I'm still trying. The idea would be just to be able to do a pre-release of Sir Merrick, if we can get that done. But then Sir Merrick, Sir Jason, and Sir Bors are kind of our first three. But I've got some extra parts like this swan that's pretty cool. So I went ahead and had them printed up.
Yeah, which one?
The Eclipse, please.
That's always good choice while it's available.
Right. While it's available, the Eclipse needs to. That's thank you. Yes, that okay. That was like a whole potion you poured me. Okay. Thank you. That was the
Eclipse from 50
wonderful.
Brewing.
This is delightful. I love it.
Now, I cannot kill the fatty.
This ear
So-
must be fixed.
Do you think I should go over this way? Head that way?
What did you do, Megan?
I didn't do anything.
You just stayed?
I was gonna hang out here and guard that for now.
Okay.
What do y'all think about that? Of course,
Okay, sure.
Silas has to follow me, but
I'll follow you.
okay. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
There are no
All right.
zombies over there, so I'm not scared.
Okay. Now it's the zombies' turn.
Oh wait, I could have done 4.
Four. Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Great. Yep. All right. So zombies' turn. So this fatty comes to visit me. Clovis, we need you over here to take out this one.
All right.
Fatty. Okay. So this walker goes right here. There are no other zombies on the board, correct?
That one.
There's one.
Oh,
fatty over
right here. So this fatty moves right here.
Now they spawn again.
Now they spawn. So we're spawning in that location first, right? Everybody still blue.
Yep.
Good. 2 walkers. Would you please put 2 walkers over there? Now, right here is 1 fatty. So another fatty emerges here. Right there. I guess I'll attach the other heads. It would be nice to be able to swap
The
some out.
abomination emerges right there.
no.
So we are already dealing.
Because I'm tired of picking them up and have things falling off.
Samson, you may want to be careful over there. So we've got the abomination right there, but that's all we have to draw for, right? And there is no weapon that we currently have that can defeat the abomination. So we
So we
just
really
run
just
from
sort
it. We just run from the abomination.
Samson, we don't want to lose you again.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, can I
So
hit
now
the
Bill.
fatty from where I'm at, or do I have to step through?
You're going to have to step through the door. You're
Okay.
right here.
Yep.
So you would have to come over here to attack the fatties. That's one action to attack the fatty.
Fix
Alright.
your enemy.
Okay.
All right. 4.
What is your hammer?
4+.
Okay, so you got it. So take an experience point, and the fatty dies.
Yeah.
It was like, oh,
Oh, he's taking out
I
the
didn't
walk.
mean the walker too. It's like splat.
Yeah.
And the fatty goes away.
Yes.
Great
All
sound
right.
effects.
You still have an additional action.
Let's see. Can I get anybody?
The UFO man says, I have action figures, but they're all Warhammer 40K. I did not know they made Warhammer 40K action figures, but it would make total sense. Why would they not make Warhammer 40K action figures? I really enjoyed action figures as a kid, and that's why I decided to create this action figure range, and that's why I've been working on it. But as an adult, I didn't really collect action figures until I got back into it or started collecting some that you see around me and things like that, because I bought a whole bunch of them in order to start creating this line. Because I went there and I bought a whole bunch of action figures, things I wanted anyway, like the He-Man line, things I thought were cool to study articulation and things like that. So I bought a whole bunch of them, and that's why I've got them up around me. But I don't. That's the extent so far of my adult action figure collection. Although I have to admit, thinking about this, some Space Marine action figures would definitely be cool.
and also like we're talking about the Imperial Guard, what I think they call now the Astra Militaria. I really like them. I would some of those action figures would be cool. I've been looking at some of the Star Wars action figures. I had a nice Star Trek collection as a kid, but who knows where they are? Probably gone forever. But some of the Star Wars ones from the classic trilogy looked pretty cool to me, but I haven't decided to dive in on that yet. I have limited space to put action figures.
I can't.
You could move this way since we have fatties coming towards us. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a fatty here and another fatty here.
Position yourself.
I will go towards him as far as I can go.
Okay. You only had one more?
Yep.
Okay.
Daniel / Samson, now it's time for you to come up and make it happen.
Get away from this.
Run from him.
Angered someone by killing the necromancer.
Oh, I guess that was it. Yeah. So it will take you 2 to move away in the next square.
Okay.
Which you have to basically you have to do.
Take 2.
Why isn't it 2?
But because anytime you move out of a space with a zombie, it requires 1 additional action per zombie.
Oh.
So if there are like 4 zombies in it, you can't move. They can swarm you and you can't get away. So it takes him 2 to move away.
So stressful.
It's running from zombies, man.
Yeah.
What did you expect it to be?
No, I played it once before, and it really captured the feeling.
We played it late.
Yeah. It was really fun and really tense. Okay. I've always hated.
All right.
No interest in it.
Stray says, I have a Lord Blackthorn from Ultima Online collection. Oh, cool.
Really gripping and engaging. So it's my turn.
It is your turn.
Okay, now do you want to touch that thing with an action?
If you're the one who gets okay, then with 1 action you can get the objective. That might actually be everything I was trying to fix. You get 5 XP.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, you were on the edge of yellow.
Yep.
Now.
Okay, so that was 1 action.
Now can you head over
Yes,
to my
now just head me toward you.
1, 2.
All right. Cool beans.
All right.
And that is it for me.
You may head toward this walker.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be perfect.
Okay, I'm coming in here. I am only wielding a short sword, but I'm going to try to take out the walker.
There's another X in here.
I know.
Too.
You want me to get it?
We should have had him go that way.
Well,
I forgot.
Okay, well then
Can
have
he just
have
stop
Silas come here.
But then, okay.
I almost forgot.
So he attacked once here.
And then he moved 1.
1, 2, as far as I can go.
Okay, so you come in here. Okay, then I will take out this walker.
Please do.
1 attack.
4.
Dead.
That's it. And my special ability is Collector Walker, which means I get double experience points for killing walkers. So I am now at 2.
All right.
This walker is dead.
Bye-bye, Walker.
That's 1, 2.
All right.
I'm sorry. Let me move it here. Brianna spent a lot of time setting up all of the zombies for this game, so I want to make sure that we don't disrupt. Is that now acceptable?
Yes, that is acceptable.
Okay. So now, but I guess the 40K, the UFO said, the UFO man says they were made from a company called McFarlane Action Figures. Interesting. Exact drinks and games. Hello, Erwin Sachs. Yes, dinner and a board game, drinks and games, and now I'm doing drinks and working on my action figure prototypes. So, drinks and whatever drinks go well with whatever you're doing, I suppose. So actually, I need to let these guys dry. So that was kind of a quick project, but need to be done. I've been putting that off for a while. I really want to, I can prep these bases, but I can't put these guys on the bases yet because I'm gonna have to photograph them from the bottom, but I got to let them dry to paint the bottoms of their feet so I can paint them for the manufacturer, but I can't photograph them for the colors to send to the manufacturer here, especially the green light and everything on stream. So I'm gonna let these guys dry. I'm gonna set them over there so they can dry. I'm going to prep some of the bases, but then tomorrow I typically photograph in daylight when I'm trying to send colors to a manufacturer. So they'll get photographed in the daylight tomorrow so that I can send these colors to the manufacturer. Then I need to get them on bases so that they're not so precarious. These resin prototypes are so fragile. I'll feel better about them when they're on the base because, like I said, I think the very last thing they have to do is have their tops and bottoms. I can't believe I didn't think about photographing tops and bottoms when I was making the color profile for them to send to the manufacturer, but I did. I photographed all sides except for top and bottom. So got to do that, but that will be tomorrow. So I can prep these, and then I might paint the cultist miniatures. Might get to paint as well. Oh, Chaos Incarna. Yo, good to see you. Let's see. I'm putting these guys far back on the shelf. They do look good on the shelf. They do look good on the shelf. Chaos Incarna says, was watching one of your other streams and then realized you might be on. Yeah, I'm trying to do, I was a little bit late today because I was still having technical problems, still trying to figure out the OBS streaming software to do a show where we watch something and this. But yeah, I saw you commented on one of the other streams not long before I went live here. Okay, and then this one. All right. And the helmets go over here. So my thinking is that they need to go on these bases. And I was saying we got wood bark texture on the sides. But what I think I'm going to do, they got a little hole in them. I wonder how much that's going to matter. Probably not much. I could fix these holes. But I figure I should just take some masking tape and mask around. I like the texture of the bark. I think that'll be fun. But then put some kind of forest texture on there once I put the knights down on there, the action figures down on there. Might have to pin them because I don't want them to fall off this base. But so I'm thinking to prep, I should just mask off a bunch of edges here and then take them outside tonight or tomorrow, whatever. I've got some green paint and primer, paint them green, and then use that as a base for attaching the action figure and then building flock in the forest floor on there. Chaos Incarna says, painting mercs and rogue heroes and the female barbarian tonight. Cool. Oh, yes. So from the Frozen Horror set, the mercs and the rogue heroes and the female barbarian, finishing off the Hero Quest stuff till the Mirrors expansion comes out. I was seeing that people were already having the mirrors delivered, or actually were posting. They might have already had it delivered, but they were also. I was also seeing people who were posting like their Amazon thing that's saying like it's out for delivery or it's shipped. So there could also be a Mage of the Mirror set showing up here at my house any day now, which is another box of miniatures to paint. I did get the Frozen Horror painted. I haven't photographed them yet. Maybe I can photograph them at the same time as I photograph these action figures. So I can put together, I want to put together a review of the speed paints, but then we're gonna have to grab more boxes and paint more stuff. I believe that the Elf Quest is also going to have individual quests for us to do. I didn't get to play Frozen Horror over the weekend or over the holiday. I ended up, we were going to play Frozen Horror as an adult game with just the adults. But everybody had to work. It didn't quite work out for us to be able to get together. So we might play Frozen Horror next weekend. But I ended up just going over to play with the nephews yesterday afternoon, and I picked one of the classic games, classic quests from the standard games quest pack. We did actually quest 3 because I already played one quest, the first quest with one of the nephews, but I didn't really think the rescue of Sir Ragnar was quite right for an introduction for the other 3, but quest 3 with the other 2, so all 3 of them. But so I thought that quest 3, killing Ulag, going in and trying to kill Ulag, that's straightforward dungeon delving raid, so you don't have to deal with Sir Ragnar or something like that. So that's what we played. Hopefully we'll get to do Frozen Horror for the first time, hopefully next week. Calcin Carna also says, sipping the whiskey tonight. Excellent. You know, I've got just a little bit more of the beer here, but I was given a little bit of tequila for Christmas, and I was considering having some tequila here in just a moment as we go. So Erwin Sachs says, I'm a war gamer, but I do dabble in dungeon crawls now and then. I've seen a few of your videos. They are great. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm very glad you're enjoying them. I hope to be making a lot more in 2023. So glad to have you here. I really appreciate that, Erwin. I could take it. Would you want me to not do that?
No, we want Silas to do
Okay,
it.
then
we gotta hit Silas.
Okay, so then we will wait for Silas to do it.
That means we got to
Okay,
keep Silas
well, that's what I
alive.
do. I will just search.
True.
Yes, that's right. You,
That is a good point.
And what I'll do is
We
I will
cannot
search.
let Silas
I will
die,
see what's in
everyone.
here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to draw this. I get plenty of bolts. You may re-roll all ranged attacks with weapons with the bolts keyword.
12. As it happens, I've got 12 prototype action figures. So I would need 12 of these to get ready.
I don't have that right now.
12 is a big number. I like went back last year when actually it was the year. Oh my God, it was 2021 when these things have taken forever, but I was trying to get all these going. But 12, assembling and getting together 12 prototype action figures. It's a lot of work.
But I will still put it in my backpack and I will have that if anyone needs it. I can give it to them. Megan,
My turn.
your turn.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, I can't do anything about it. Should I just follow down that way?
Might as well in case
1,
we
2, 3,
encounter
4,
trouble.
5, 6, 7, 8,
3.
9, 10, 11, 12.
You can't search in corridors.
You cannot search in court in the streets.
Oh, that's another thing. There's streets. No one has time here to search, but we're all out of it, so it doesn't matter. But we should probably search.
Okay.
And you can only
We
search
don't want
once
to
per
get trapped.
room,
No, it's not once per room. It's once per turn.
Right.
You can only search once per turn. So multiple people can search more than one room, but you can't do it more than once on your turn.
Is this going to work?
Okay. 1.
Let me see.
Now I have 3 actions remaining because of my 3 moves.
Nice.
Yogg-Sothoth dominates.
I will say, Erwin, that I've done wargaming too, and I'd like to be able to get back to it. Right now, we've been very RPG heavy on the channel, but war games, skirmish games, like a warband game, I would like to be able to do those for my worlds as well. Now, that's way down the line, but But I would like to be able to create some of those as well. So right now, I'm kind of focused on the RPG, the setting, because I got to get the setting down. The RPG kind of goes with the setting. But I'd like to have other things as well. The UFO man says, I have 1 Necron warrior, 1 Necron flayed, and 1 sister of battle, 1 orc in mega armor, and 1 ultra space marine. So I think those are the action figures. A Necron warrior, the Necrons would also be pretty cool action figures. I would paint up a Necron army given unlimited time.
So here, hand her an open door.
Thank you.
But now we resolve.
I think this will
zombies
work.
inside.
Okay.
So is everybody still blue?
We are all still blue.
Yes.
Okay. In the first room is 1 walker.
Doable.
Love is an open door.
In the second room is a necromancer.
What?
Oh,
we got rid of this guy.
A necromancer appears there. He receives an additional.
Hey, Matt, welcome. Good to see you. Glad to have you here.
Necromancer
Happy New
spawn
Year.
zone in there, and we immediately resolve the spawn zone. So with him,
the UFO man asks, have I ever played Necromunda? Yes, I have played Necromunda, but it has been a long, long time ago. We had like Necromunda warbands or whatever they're called. We played a lot more Mordheim. I really liked Mordheim. We played a lot of that, but at the same time, at the gaming store I used to go to, a lot of people were playing Necromunda. I don't think I'm pretty sure I never actually had a personal Necromunda warband or whatever you call it, but I was able to borrow some Necromunda guys and play. So I think I played 3 or 4 times when everybody was playing at the store.
oh, is another necromancer card.
Oh.
So the necromancer moves, so he moves toward you.
Dun, dun.
I wish I had called back some of the strategy that we're using in this particular dinner and a board game. I don't think we really had a. Oh my god, we didn't really have the strategy that we adopted. I don't think was all that great. You know, trying to let one person get all the stuff. We got to get somebody to red in order to win, of course. But we didn't. We didn't use a very effective strategy in order to actually get that done. I remember kind of thinking that, but went along with the plan everybody wanted to execute. We talk about that later in the next game. Like we should have done things differently. The next time we play Zombicide, we talk about how we should have done things differently. Letting one person get all of the objective markers, yeah, that gets them to red. But remember, a key to this game is managing how you level up, because you don't want one person to run out ahead of everybody else, because then you're drawing more difficult and more difficult monsters every time they spawn. So even though you got to get somebody to red, we still should have organized the organized or planned and allowed the distribution of the objective markers and the hit points or the experience points in general to be more evenly distributed. And then once we had accomplished basically all of our objectives, then let somebody get to red. I have won this when I win this scenario, it's generally because we did that and then we kind of hole up in one of the rooms and then kill all of the zombies we can and get to red. Stray says, I'm House Colron for life. Chaos Incarna says, I'm big in the fantasy side of the hobby. Most of my minis are for my D&D group that I DM for. Kind of want to get into Mordheim. That way I have more minis for it for my collection. I'd like to get... I wish I still had my Mordheim box. That's one of the games that I lost during what I call the Great Purge. I have no idea what happened to it. But Mordheim... That was a great rule set. That was a great rule set for a warband. Of course, I would love to see them reprinted. I would love to get it just reprinted just like it was. But unfortunately, Games Workshop just doesn't do anything like that anymore. When they abandon something, it's just gone forever. War of the Ring is a very good war game with fantasy elements. Tolkien, though it's very two-player. It's only two-player. Now, I have played, I have not actually played War. Oh, no, wait a minute. You're not talking about the Games Workshop stuff, because I played the Middle-earth strategy battle game by Games Workshop a long time ago. When the Fellowship of the Ring was coming out, I got into that, and my brother did as well, so we were playing a lot of that. But you're talking about War of the Ring, the board game, aren't you? I mean, it's a war game, but it comes in a box. I've got War of the Ring sitting over there. It's under a bunch of things on the shelf, but War of the Ring is sitting over there. I've only gotten to play that one once. And so there was a huge learning curve to that game. But man, if you play that game, here's my recommendation. First of all, know that the first time you get into it, you're going to be in for quite a learning experience and a long game. But what Shut Up and Sit Down said was exactly the experience that I had with that game. And that after you go through it once and you kind of learn what's going on, you can't stop thinking about it. I would have to practice it again and learn it again because it's been so long since I've had that first game. But I want to play it again. Like as soon as you're done, you realize, oh, okay, wait a minute. Now I know what I'm doing. I realize what this game is trying to do. It just keeps going in your mind. And so I definitely want to play it again. Of course, I would do that. Like, all right, whoever wants to play with me, we got to go through 2 games because the first one's going to be a learning experience. And then the second one, we'll actually know what we're doing and try to play. So that one needs to be painted up as well. I'd like to paint up a War of the Ring. That's on the painting list, but it's not on the short list. Matt says, "Hi, Stray. I've had to watch the last few grinds and wind downs on replay. Been busy with the holidays. Well, so have I. That's why I haven't been streaming quite as much. So holidays, that's an exception, especially if you are being with friends and family. That's what's most important. Been busy with the holidays and creating an online Hero Quest editor. Hope to release it tonight or tomorrow. Oh, I hope you post a link to that. I want to see that. Hope you post a link to that in the Discord too. Because, hey, it might even be something that I want to use. Probably will be. There's a lot of Hero Quest to play that I haven't gotten to that's already in the box, but I could really use a good Hero Quest editor. Chaos Incarna says, also have Hero Clicks. Hero Clicks. I'm not proud of that addiction. I never got into Hero Clicks. I saw people with them. Of course, there was like Lord of the Rings Hero Clicks too and stuff like that. But that was not one that I got into. And of course, I think there were a bunch of like superhero Hero Clicks and things like that too. But I wasn't big into the superhero genre, so I didn't get into that. Chaos Incarnate says, but it's fun once in a while to throw together a team and have a battle royale with friends. Well, it looked that way. It looked that way. UFO Man says, Gorka Morka was another really good game by Games Workshop. And that one, I'm pretty sure I never got to play Gorka Morka. I might have. If I did, it was like one game at the game store once, but I'm pretty sure I did not get into Gorka Morka. I personally wasn't as big on the 40K side of things. I was much bigger on the fantasy battles side of things. Oh, I thought
Well,
we
I
were
don't
playing.
want to go in there now.
Well, you have how many? You have three moves remaining.
I have 2 moves.
You could take them.
Well,
both
but that was
out.
your free move, right?
I
Oh
did
no,
free
no,
move.
opening the door was the second one.
And so I have
right.
2 things.
So you have 2 moves remaining.
I could go in there and maybe kill one of them, but then I would still be stuck, wouldn't I? Wait.
Let me grab another drink.
Go in there, and I have one action.
And then you would have only the ability to
I'm
go.
not really a fan of this.
So maybe you should just hang outside. You'd be like,
but
hello.
The
Hi,
zombie's
there.
gonna spawn where she is.
No, they're going to spawn back here.
But,
This
oh,
is-
do we know? That one's not active. Okay, I'm sorry.
So what we'll do is we'll resolve here, 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 and then there. So we keep up our direction.
It's the zombie's turn.
Zombie's turn? Okay, so zombies move. So there's no zombie here, right? There's nobody to attack here, so he moves here, right? Okay, so Clovis, the abomination comes to visit.
Okay.
So this guy moves here because the first they move in line of sight, and then this guy moves here. So those 2 move there. They visit you. Oh, Nelly.
How about these 2?
Now these 2 move down here.
Oh, yeah.
So now we will start with the spawn zone right here. We're all still blue?
Yes.
Okay, so over there, double spawn the next time we spawn, which is right here. So we've got to resolve 2 cards right here, which are a runner and nothing in sight. So we benefit from that. Now over there, I'll have to bring up from the workshop all of my basing supplies. I set up the workshop, especially when Carol was working with me, to be able to do all the hobby stuff down there. But the problem with the workshop is that I can't stream from there. At least, and I know I can't stream from there because the internet connection down there is not good. Maybe there's some way to fix that, but I had already tried putting an extender into the workshop. And to just get Wi-Fi down there, I mean, it would be Wi-Fi. It wouldn't be a hard wire. So that's already an obstacle. But it would be nice if one day maybe we're able to stream from the workshop. That would be allow me to get away from the computer and this particular setup right here. Because now everything is migrating up here. All of my paints and everything is migrated up to my office desk. Because that's where I am able to stream. But it sure would be nice to be able to get into the workshop, especially if I'm making something bigger. but can't do it right now. Technology problems all over the place. Erwin Sachs says, I hate to say it, but 40K is something of a money pit. Yeah, that's what I think. And, you know, and I played 40K. Now, this was several editions ago. They come out with new editions quite frequently. Do I have this box sitting over here? No, I may have moved it to the auxiliary board game shelf. But maybe I was playing it wrong. I know some people are obsessed with it, but I think that the rules probably have gotten more and more simplified, probably as the editions have gone on. And I just wasn't terribly excited about the rules of the edition that I was playing. Like I said, now maybe that changed, but when I tried it out, I just wasn't obsessed with the rules. Plus, and because of that, I was not very likely to go ahead and get into the armies. But there are some armies I would have just to paint for the sake of painting them, given unlimited time. But I think HeroQuest is coming out with another expansion. Can it still be pre-ordered off Hasbro? Probably it can. I actually went to Amazon and pressed the pre-order. So that's the Mage of the Mirror. So the Mage of the Mirror expansion was one that came out. It was one of the original expansions, but I never had it as a kid. As my understanding is that the only two expansions, because these are re-releases of existing expansions, re-releases of the original expansions. My understanding is that Kalar's Keep and Return of the Witch Lord, which I still have the original releases of, were the expansions that were released here in the United States, and that Mage of the Mirror and the Barbarian Quest Pack were not released in North America. Somebody can fact check me on that, because when I found out that those existed, I was like, surely there's no way that there was something that came out for HeroQuest that I did not have. As much as we played that game, the whole family did, it seems like if we had seen another expansion on the shelf, we would have gotten it. But they're older expansions, but now they're being released over here. So that's why I got the Barbarian Horde expansion. Not Barbarian Horde. The Frozen Horror, which is the Barbarian expansion, and then Mage of the Mirror. So hopefully they're going to make some new stuff too. I was looking at the Druid, but that will complete... Well, no, there was Wizards of Morcar. So that one was an original release, which they may re-release. That would be nice, because I don't have that one. But then another thing is that I hope they make some new stuff. Now, I was looking at the Druid today, because I was like, maybe we need some new heroes. Because one problem that I've got, especially when we've got the whole family together, is that we need a lot more heroes. And so I'm thinking about different ways to make sure that we can scale up the HeroQuest for more heroes. And we also need some more heroes. And I was looking at the Druid online today. And I like the Druid. So we're going to have to... we always added an Amazon. It wasn't really anything special. But one of the characters that we frequently added was an Amazon, which was basically an elf with no spells. That one got played a lot. So I'd like to bring back in our custom Amazon. But also that Druid, and I was looking at some Druid miniatures online, because I don't know how to get the HeroQuest Druid anymore, because I didn't back this latest Kickstarter, or it was the crowdfunding campaign, because I already had my original boxes from when I was a kid. And but it came with a Druid or something like that, and the Druid's pretty cool. So I might have to come up with some way to just get some proxy miniatures for the Druid and add the Druid to our games. The UFO man says they brought out Warhammer 40K Conquest and Warhammer 40K Imperium magazines and have made a lot of money. Well, I'm sure they are making a lot of money. I don't know either of those. They brought out Warhammer 40K Conquest and Warhammer 40K Imperium magazines. I'll have to check those out. I have not been in the Games Workshop, on the Games Workshop bandwagon lately. And really, I haven't been since Age of Sigmar came out. Because like I said, I was a big Warhammer Fantasy Battles guy as a kid. And then they went to Age of Sigmar, and Age of Sigmar just didn't impress me. And so I kind of checked out of Games Workshop at the time that Age of Sigmar came out. And then, so I was excited about the Song of Ice and Fire tabletop game, because I was like, look, this is kind of like Warhammer Fantasy Battles. With the initial release of that, I went in heavy, and I was going to try to get my nephews involved in playing that game. But I've been having trouble getting them interested in things like that. I'm going to try again. So I've got, like, I don't know, 700 A Song of Ice and Fire war game miniatures sitting over there in that corner of my office that are unpainted. So I'm ready to play if they want to play. Well, I'm not ready to play. I mean, I got all the miniatures and stuff. They're not painted, but that's fine. We can play without them being painted. But I got all the stuff if they were willing to play, because I'd like to play like a fantasy war game, tabletop game like that, especially with the nephews. But haven't been able to convince them to do it yet. Now, and then I went in for Legion, Star Wars Legion, quite large as well. I got a bunch of Legion stuff because I was like, well, maybe they like fantasy, maybe they'll end up liking Star Wars and stuff like that. And of course, they know Star Wars. But I also didn't have a whole lot of luck getting them playing Star Wars Legion. I'm gonna have to just go up there and play a lot more games with them, get them to figure out what's going on here. Callus Incarnate says, "Oh my God, I want all the miniatures from Song and Ice and Fire just to paint." Yeah, that was another reason that I went in for them. And like I haven't bought a new release in years, so I'm nowhere near current. But I was like, oh my God, I love these guys. They look so good. And, they're the miniatures that George R. R. Martin, the sculpts that they approved, that George R. R. Martin approved. And so, yeah, the sculpts, I love the miniatures for that game. I wish I could paint more of them. That's why I started the Crafter's Corner live stream. So, because I got to get through crafting stuff. Maybe I'll get to it, but that's not on the priority list right now. But there are some miniatures from that I would totally use for like a D&D character, a role-playing game character, and just in general too. So I'm a big fan of that line. Okay, so that is masked off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's mask off 12 of those. And then tomorrow, when I'm outside, I got this Color Max paint and primer, which is a hunter green. So I'm planning on just spray painting those hunter green and then using them to base the action figures, the action figure prototypes. So doing a lot of prepping here, which is good. So what should I do next? I could paint. I wonder how much time I got in the show here. Oh, we got a lot of time here. So I could paint the cultist miniatures. I've been trying to get those painted for a while, so I could pull out paints and do that. The other thing is trying to prep. I probably need to prep more. I gotta figure out, like with these action figures. See, I got these things called he stands for these action figures, and but they will still fall out of them. And for me, for most of mine, especially ones that aren't like really expensive or anything like that, I don't have a problem with just gluing them in, because that way this thing doesn't fall off when I'm picking them up or something like that. They just got bases, and they're going to stand up on my bookshelves and not fall over, because I hate it when they fall off the bookshelves. But if I'm going to glue them on, then I don't really need these foot loops. But I got to think about this, because I want to be able to prime these bases, because I don't want to be purple either. I do have some black ones, so that isn't quite as bad. But I was kind of planning on putting them on bases, and like putting some basing stuff on them, but I got to figure out how to do that, because the action figures are already painted. Like this is a custom one I did, so this is a custom paint. But some of the action figures I do want to do custom paint jobs on. There are a couple of them that I do want to paint up completely new. So I got to figure. I could plan some of that. I don't have any other miniatures basically ready to prime. I'm thinking about using the slap chop technique on the Darkest Dungeon box. I might paint Darkest Dungeon yet. I might put out a poll or something like that, figure out what I got to paint next. But or who knows, the Mage of the Mirror might show up tomorrow or something like that. that might be next because I need to have these painted for the next solo editions of Dinner and a Board Game. So what I've got to do is do that. So I might do that first because we'll probably do Hero Quest. Season 2 of Dinner and a Board Game has been very it started with Hero Quest. So if there are 6 Hero Quest solo plays, Season 2 of Dinner and a Board Game might be Hero Quest focused. Chaos Incarnate says, those Baratheon knights with the 2-handed warhammers are possibly the coolest and most practical knights I've ever seen. Those are cool-looking knights. I agree. Those are cool-looking knights. Yeah, a little blue tack under the foot could help. So for the ones that are a bit more expensive that I don't want to glue down, like the Stout Collection He-Man here, he needs to be, yeah, he probably needs blue tack. But then again, I still want to do something cool with his base. Or maybe I just spray these bases black that are purple and then don't worry about it. I don't know. I do want to do a really cool base for him. That's Wundar. And he goes with, I got the green goddess over there, and I want to do a repaint on her. I think she's really cool. Wundar and the green goddess just go together. But I'm not happy with her paint job. So I wanted to do a paint job on her just because it'd be so cool to have Wundar and Green Goddess, the Goddess of Eternia, on custom bases. I think I'll paint. I've been trying to get these guys done for a long time. So I got to think more about how I'm going to do these action figures. So, and I realized that one of these escaped priming. So that's Sherry here. She escaped priming. So I'll put her over here. So she goes out to get primed tomorrow. And then these guys. I don't know how I was going to paint these guys. I might pull out the speed paints because I've already primed them. I'm going to use the slap chop method on others, but I use the Zenithal priming on these. So I might I'll start with speed paints and see what happens. Maybe I can make the speed paints look really good. I do want these guys to look really good because they've got to be photographed when they're painted. Erwin Sachs says wouldn't permanently glue them. Yeah, most people, I'm sure that's going to be an anathema. And like I said, I've got a variety of different kinds of action figures here. The ones that are more expensive, I do not want to permanently glue. But they got to have some other way to be attached. Tack or whatever else. But for the ones that are less expensive and things like that, I want to put them in like an action pose or something like that and probably glue them down. Yeah, I got that He-Man figure because I got that He-Man action figure because when I saw they had the Skeletor action figure, I was like, oh my God, I have to have this because this is an awesome Skeletor. The rest of that movie did not live up to this Skeletor, but Franklin Gala did just a fantastic Skeletor. I love this Skeletor, his depiction of Skeletor in that movie. The rest of the movie, I was unhappy with. But if you just watch the Skeletor scenes, man, it's amazing. So when I saw they had a Skeletor action figure, I just had to get this in honor of Franklin Gala's depiction of Skeletor. But since I had this Skeletor, I decided to also get that He-Man. Yeah, this He-Man. Because if I got this Skeletor, I kind of have to use this right here. Get this He-Man to go with him. And as a kid, I watched that movie all the time. And I just know that if I had had that He-Man as a kid, that would have become my He-Man. Erwin says, try to leave them in their original condition. Right, yeah, I know. That's key to the collector part. Now, of course, all of mine are open boxed anyway. Everything I've got, I have opened. Speed paints. It's these right here. These are from, nope. They're from Army Painter. They are speed paints. So the Army Painter is the brand, but then the sub-brand or the line is Speed Paint. And they're designed to be able to paint on one layer of the paint, and it will do your highlighting and your shading for you. Because traditionally, when you're painting miniatures, you use like a base color and then a wash to do the shade, and then reapply the base color and then apply a highlight. But I got hundreds of miniatures to paint, so I can't spend that kind of time. So speed paints are coming to the rescue, and I tried them out on the Hero Quest Frozen Horror stuff, and it was a combination that didn't go terribly well for a combination of I'm still trying to learn how to use these guys, and I made some terrible color choices. Yeah, he is such a great looking Skeletor. Fantastic looking Skeletor. Let me get some water. I guess I will try painting these. These have been on the paint list for a long time. So I'm going to get paints and start painting. I got to get water and my supplies. It is one walker. So now we resolve the Necromancer spawn zone, which is double spawn the next time we need to spawn.
Who shuffled this?
All right.
Okay.
All right, close.
So,
show us how it's done.
I would say now, are we all powerless against the abomination?
Correct. We are all powerless against the abomination.
Okay.
It's best to run.
Yeah, you need to get out of there.
Should I take a fatty though? And
Yeah. Don't want you to get stuck over there, but you are the only one that can kill them, so maybe it's the best thing to do.
I tell you what. Okay, I'll move 2 down and I will attack.
I can always
Go Clovis! Go Clovis!
That's what I'm here for.
Destroy them.
4.
Yeah.
Right.
Take an experience point.
All right. Okay, and that's all I can do, right?
That is it.
Okay.
That was good. We appreciate that.
I've still got to figure out what we're doing with the release of Ritual. I got to contact. I'm going to contact some other people about the release of Ritual, the Cultist board game. Of course, I hope that you saw, or maybe you saw, one of the after parties for the Cultist, where Sky found out that he had his own action figure, right here, or action figure. Action figures on the mind. When Sky figured out that he had his own miniature for the game, and he just freaked out. I clipped that, but I haven't gotten to post that to YouTube yet. But I got to figure out how this integrates. There's so many projects going on. I got to figure out the best way to actually make Ritual happen and these miniatures happen, as well as the stuff with Rabavania, because I built that out too. We're gonna have to see.
Post haste and act as a speed bump.
I bet I'm gonna end up using speed paint, starting with speed paint on these guys, and then end up having to use a lot of traditional painting techniques too. All right. We've got to get in here. Just remember.
All right.
Okay.
Is that it?
So Silas.
Okay, I'm gonna move.
All right. Elf Archer.
I'm gonna move 1 in, and then I will take this second action.
Okay.
And what is it?
Blue. Blue.
It is blue. So this door can now be opened.
All right.
Okay.
Aha!
Now,
Okay, you get 5 XP.
1,
We're now in yellow.
3, 4, 5. We're now in yellow. I have one more action. Can I search the room?
You can search the room.
And how do I search?
You just say you're searching, and then you draw this right here.
All right. I'm drawing this right here.
And this is me.
The crossbow.
I get my miniature too. So that's Steve, okay,
Oh,
who I play
So you
in
can put that in
season
your
2 of the
other hand?
Cultists. If you haven't seen the Cultists, the Cultists is hold on. This is me. So I play Steve in season 2 of the Cultists. And if you haven't seen the Cultists, it's on this YouTube channel. It's our comedy web show about a group of modern day Lovecraftian cultists who are just trying to worship Cthulhu in a world full of people who don't understand. So it's shot in mockumentary style, like The Office. The Office and Parks and Recs were inspirations for it, except for the main characters are all Cthulhu cultists trying to do what they do in the world, and mom just is not having it. So check that out. That's on this channel. So that's what these miniatures are from. I play Steve. Steve is a cultist of Nyarlathotep, and he's homeless in the park. And so this is my Steve miniature. So I get my own miniature. That's fun. Oh, we got the porn bot coming through. Porn bot out of here, but that's our opportunity to breathe and drink. Porn bot integration into the show.
You can choose to use this or this.
I did find out that, okay, the key with the speed paints, I was using a way too large a brush last time as well. So I'm using a much smaller brush this time. And the key is to try to not to get the speed paints on anything that you do not want the speed paints to be on. Because they end up running. And don't use too much. They end up running. And when they run together, it just looks like some kind of, just blending together a color, it's no good. All the colors just run together. So smaller brush, detail, only put the speed paints where you want it. I'm trying to paint from the flesh up. We'll see how that works. Oh, yeah, it is. It is. So this is Army. I got contrast paints over here, which actually I need to bring over here because I might need their colors. So, yeah, I've got contrast paints over here as well. In fact, I need to bring them over. But yeah, so Army speed paints are from Army Painter. Contrast paints are from Citadel, the Citadel line, the Games Workshop paints. So yeah, same kind of thing, but from a different manufacturer. I tend to use a lot of Army paint. The Army Painter brand paints. Chaos Incarnate says you can use speed paints. You can go back and use washes to further create shades and highlights to add more to the lighter range. Yeah, that's probably what I'll end up doing because I need these painted to kind of a higher standard than just tabletop. So we'll probably start with speed paints and then see where we can go from there. Because I do need these guys. These guys will have to be photographed at much closer range than other stuff. The other stuff that I'm just painting up for tabletop, but these guys will have to withstand some degree of photography. That looks to be a pricey brush. This, no, I tend to buy just cheap brushes. And Chaos Incarnate says, but you do have to wait a while for speed paints to settle, so they won't be taken off with the brush strokes. Yeah, and they reactivate. I was having that problem when I was working on the Frozen Horror set. Chaos Incarnate also says, I usually use varnish spray on to speed up the process and let me paint over the speed paints later. Oh, so you varnish them in between layers? Interesting. I wouldn't have thought of that. I am not a pro painter. Nope, I am not a pro painter. I enjoy painting, and I would say some of the best stuff that we painted up were the original, the classic Hero Quest figures, and that's on one of the other videos on the channel. I think it's part 3 of the building the Hero Quest board. We took a lot of care. We didn't go into insane levels of highlight, but we took a lot of care with those figures because that game is so important to us. I would say those are some of the best miniatures that I've painted. But no, I am not pro, and now I'm deliberately trying to just paint to a tabletop standard for most things, not these guys, but for most things, just trying to get whole boxes done. So how do I get a whole box of the Hero Quest Frozen Horror done? How do I get this whole box of Darkest Dungeon done? How do I get this whole box of, well, the War of the Ring done? So now I'm just trying to go to tabletop standard. Chaos Incarnate says, just because I'm very, very impatient. I can be too.
Well, that has a range of 2,
right?
So it's better.
But also note here that it is now a fatty killer because it has a damage rating of
4+.
Nice.
Damage, all right.
Right,
Ooh.
so you can kill fatties with your
Excellent.
crossbow.
Excellent.
So that is wonderful. So how many more moves have you got?
That was it, because I moved once, I claimed the thing, and I searched.
And search?
So that was
Okay.
I don't like how spread out.
We have definitely spread ourselves out. We have split the part.
We should try to fix that, and definitely, and let's remember to not leave Silas alone. So don't get too far away from him.
Can we loop around, like us go this way and then go that way and get to that door?
Perhaps. I guess we're officially split up. You three
You're saying
move
you
that
want
way.
us to come this way, and you're going to go around that way.
Well, but we also
And
want
we'll
Silas
prefer
to take this.
Well, but
Sure, but
Silas is
maybe
a
not.
long way away from that.
Maybe.
I hear you. I'm always working on so many projects at once. always.
I would say somebody else can take it.
Someone else can take it. Okay.
Not all
Yeah,
painting.
silence is a long way away. If we wait for that, I think we're done.
And I guess it's good to maybe have the rest of us also.
I mean, well,
just in case something happens. to
Yeah,
Silas.
I agree. Now it is Beauregard's turn right here.
So we could assign our secondary backup person.
Right, we do need in case because gotta get somebody to.
The three of us are all there. Which
Yeah.
of us is most strategic to be the secondary backup person?
Your extra move is kind of beneficial.
My extra move.
Yeah.
That's true.
It does free.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Okay. Yeah, that is a very powerful.
Well, I also have the spellcaster.
Spellcaster, but you haven't cast it yet.
No.
We're looking for you to come online.
Well, I'm working on
Anytime.
it. I haven't gotten any
need
close.
some help over here.
Okay, so I can go one. I'm not going to step out because I don't want to draw his attention.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to move him that way. Because right
Probably,
now he will
let's
move
see.
that way because there are more heroes in that direction. So I'm going to step right here. I'm going to form.
We have been at it for a while tonight. We may not finish this episode tonight, which is fine, which is absolutely fine. We don't have to finish entire episodes of Dinner and Board Game. If you want to see how it ends up, the whole Dinner and Board Game episode is already on the YouTube channel. But might continue this one next time. I'll take a note of where we are, but for the next Crafter's Corner, because I don't want to be too late tonight, because I want to be up and at 'em early tomorrow, getting the new year started. So it might go for about half an hour or more. Oh, it's the porn bot again. Breathe and drink.
It's my third turn, but I'm going to go ahead and search while
Okay.
I'm standing right here.
Good. That's a good move.
I get Mana Blast, which is a combat spell, which gives me some range 0 to 1. It's a 1-die spell. I can roll 4+, but it is not a fatty killer. It is only inflicts 1. So it means Mana Blast, the same one that you got. All right.
Okay.
So now it's your turn.
Okay.
Megan, I need some help.
Yeah. So I'm going to stay where I am and just use my 3 to blast at them.
Necromancer first.
Necromancer first.
Okay, if you roll a 1, you're damaging them. If you move into the space, then you don't have to worry about that.
What do you think?
I mean, I'm biased, but
Because you're standing there, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead and move me.
Ones
then.
are hard
Okay.
to roll. Okay.
So who are you attacking? You get
I'm
to the
attacking
cleric.
the necromancer.
The necromancer.
first.
Okay.
4.
Okay.
So he's gone.
So the necromancer's gone. You gain 1 XP and you can remove 1 zombie spawn zone.
Okay. So
which
And
is
that's just one of the ones you're about to head towards.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
yeah. So
Okay.
Although we are about to head in there, but I could probably get out pretty quick.
But
Yeah.
we know that we
Let's get
can
that
open the blue door.
Yeah.
Right.
So let's remove
So
this.
Yeah,
take
let's
that
remove
one.
that.
So
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I think it's I agree. Okay, so that one
Okay.
is the one that's gone.
So now
Oh, the UFO man says, I have tons of painting to do. Don't we all? Hopefully you can join us and paint during the Crafter's Corner. This reserved this time, right? I have several different bolt action armies. Oh, I love some stuff from bolt action. They do have some fantastic stuff. So I've got several different bolt action armies to finish and plenty of Warhammer too. I don't have any of the bolt action stuff. I just look at it online. And yeah, they've got some great looking stuff. Erwin Sack says, I wonder if they'll eventually do Advanced Hero Quest. I hope so. Now, I've got Advanced Hero Quest over there on the shelf. So Advanced Hero Quest is over there to be played. You know what? I've got to check. I believe that has a solo play mode. I'm almost 100% sure. So maybe all of Dinner and a Board Game Season 2 needs to be Hero Quest. If I do, that way I can just wait to prep Season 3 with more people. What if I just do the solo Barbarian and Elf quests and then do some Advanced Hero Quest solo? That could be fun. So I've got it sitting over there. I would love to see it re-released. Now, I've never gotten to play it because every time I've gotten it out, people have rejected it and been like, no, let's not do this. So my Hero Quest group has never gotten into Advanced Hero Quest. But that doesn't mean that we can't do a solo one. And I would like to see it. I don't know if a direct re-release of Advanced Hero Quest is worth it or not. Probably what I would like to see is an Advanced Hero Quest in spirit. Go ahead and revise the rules if necessary. Now, I think this was just put out by Games Workshop. That Advanced Hero Quest was just put out by Games Workshop. So there could be probably some legality between Avalon Hill, Hasbro, and Games Workshop, which I think is part of the reason why it took us so long to get HeroQuest back in print anyway. But so there's probably that, because Avalon Hill's putting out HeroQuest, and I think Games Workshop, I think Advanced HeroQuest was exclusively a Games Workshop production. But I wish they would just come out. Oh yeah, we got confirmation that Advanced HeroQuest has a solo mode. Well, that may be what we do for the next 9 episodes of Dinner and a Board Game for season 2 of Dinner and a Board Game. Then get the group back together, probably digitally, for season 3. But I would like for them to come up with, we'll just call it Advanced HeroQuest, Avalon Hill, just completely rethink it from the ground up. Come up with a really good advanced version of HeroQuest for all of us who are ready for a more advanced game after having been through HeroQuest perhaps as a kid and then doing it all again with the new releases.
Still have one more, so I'm gonna take on the Walker as well. Nope.
But you get nothing.
Oh, I do get also the one more spellcaster. Okay, come on. 1.
Okay.
Nope. Not today.
Brianna.
Well, I'm going to try the exact same thing. Okay,
And he's got it.
Go up in XP?
Yes. Did you? Oh, no, you didn't.
Oh, sorry, you didn't kill anything.
I killed the necromancer.
Did you go up in XP?
If
Yeah.
he has any other questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Oh no, boo-hoo.
1. Oh, I'm gonna be there with them. That's okay. 2, and then I'm gonna take it. Cool.
What is it?
It's the green.
Okay.
Oh, no.
All right, so
Uh-oh.
now we can open the green. So take 5 XP. You get 5 XP, and we can now open the green door as well.
3, 4, 5. But also the green spawn zone is active.
The green spawn zone is now active. So we will go here, nothing here. So here, here, green, necromancer.
Okay.
Yep, that's the org that we will progress in.
Okay. So here's a strategic question. Do we want to have half of us head over here and try to open this, or should we all meet up here first?
I think we need to draw. The abomination is going to be coming towards us at this moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we need to draw the abomination and kite him around the central tower,
Yeah.
back to the green after they've entered.
Yeah, I agree.
So we should come out and just
Yeah. Be like, hey, over here.
So now it's the zombie's turn?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So the abomination, let's start on this. I intentionally asked for these miniatures, the sculptor, to kind of make them original HeroQuest like. I didn't want them to be too hard to paint. Because the other miniatures that I want to do for the other lines eventually, I do want to have my own miniatures. And I want them to be easy to paint. I mean, we could do hyper detailed miniatures, but I don't want the miniatures to intimidate people when they sit down to paint them. I want people to just be able to paint them to a tabletop standard and have a good time and enjoy painting. Because I feel like some of the Games Workshop stuff has just gotten so detailed. I look at it, I'm like, I'd like to have a painted set of this, but it's so detailed. First of all, it takes so much assembly that it's just a huge deal to get the miniatures into action. That was an advantage of the Song of Ice and Fire because they came assembled and ready to go, ready to play. So I want to have that with mine. So this was kind of my test at doing HeroQuest style miniatures. The UFO man says, "Do you use white as a primer for your miniatures?" No, I've started. Well, I'm sure I have, but most recently, like these guys are done with gray. Well, there is white put on as a highlight. So it's a gray base with a white as the zenithal highlight. But what I'm going to try next, when I get the next set to paint, is the black primer and then dry brush in the gray and then a lighter white dry brush over that, like the slap shot method is. Chaos Incarnate asks, do you have or have you ever played Chaos in the Old World? You play as 4 Chaos Gods in Warhammer, also Horned Rat if you get the expansion. I have not. I have never heard of that. I don't know that one at all. Each set is very unique in how they corrupt. Each one is very unique in how they corrupt and gain victory points. Now, I know nothing about that one, actually. Sounds interesting. but I don't have that one.
Direction moves that direction. So moves sees you guys. This one moves here. Those two, he can see Samson. So those two move that direction.
They just move one at a time.
They just move one. This one moves over here to visit Clovis, and this one moves here. Is that all the zombies?
Yeah.
Okay, then the runners move again. That's so. Then the runner comes to move to visit you as well. So you have two with you, Clovis.
Okay.
Now we draw for the zombie spawn zones. It's a double spawn, but the first one is that one, as we declared. So we've got to resolve 2 in that area. What's the highest? You're yellow. We are now resolving yellow. So 1 fatty over there, and 1 necromancer.
Oh, God.
So the necromancer returns.
We just can't get rid of this guy.
He's a necromancer.
He can raise himself,
We will
keeps
put
coming
a
back.
green spawn zone for the necromancer. So yeah, turn him over so he's green, so we know. And then we immediately resolve the necromancer spawn zone, which at yellow is 3 walkers.
God.
So 3 walkers over
Now
there.
the tension's coming in.
Yeah, these are a lot of zombies on the board.
I
I don't really want to go that direction.
Now we
anymore.
resolve over here. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. At yellow, we are now at 4 walkers. 3 walkers.
I don't like the fact that you
And
guys are
here's
going to have
4.
to face these ones.
The UFO man says, I had to buy extra parts for my advanced hero quest as parts were missing. And took a while to do that. I can bet. I think I lucked out and got a complete advanced hero quest because I did not buy that one at the time. That was not one that I had picked up. In fact, I don't even think I was aware of it. I became aware of Warhammer Quest later, which is what Advanced Hero Quest turned into. And then when I saw that there's Advanced Hero Quest, I went out and found it on eBay. And I think I lucked out. I was looking for it a long time ago. And so I think I lucked out at a complete copy at a reasonable price. That means I need to paint up the Advanced Hero Quest miniatures too. If we're doing that, if we're doing a board game, that means that I'll have to prioritize Mage of the Mirror and then Advanced Hero Quest. I might take them out. That's what I should do. I should prime Advanced Hero Quest tomorrow as well. Go ahead and do that with the black. I could try. I'll try the slap chop technique with the black primer on Advanced Hero Quest as well. Those would probably be some good miniatures to do that with. And you're right. Yeah, now Retro Nerd Girl says I saw a guy use black primer and it went well for him. Yeah, I used to use a lot of black primer, especially as a kid. I think mainly we used gray. I think we always just went for, or most of the time just went for gray. But we used to use black too. Black's a go-to. Erwin Sachs says, I purchased a few games from Kickstarter. Nemesis and Lords of Hellas don't have painted figures, but they are done in Sundrop. Sundrop seems to be a black wash. I have heard of that. And I was trying to talk to manufacturers about that and see if, well, first of all, see if I can make pre-primed miniatures, because miniatures do come pre-primed. Because like I said, if you're sitting here ready to paint, it's awfully nice to have the miniatures primed and sitting here, because otherwise, you know, if it's cold outside or it's night, like I'm not going outside and spray painting right now. But it's nice to just be able to open them up and then grab some speed paints or something like that and paint. That's why I'm not like I was talking about in the pro side of things, but I do just like painting them, and I like having a painted tabletop game. I think it's just more fun to play when all the miniatures are painted. But people are doing things like you're talking about, that Sundrop stuff. So I looked into it. I haven't ever seen those in person. And I don't know Nemesis, but Lords of Hellas does look cool. The UFO man says, I paint my miniatures with a black primer and then use Citadel paints. Never had any problems with it, neither. That classic way to go. Yeah, works. I bet that works great. I never used a whole bunch of the Citadel paints. In fact, some of these contrast paints are probably some of the first Citadel paints I ever bought. We used other acrylic paints. But anyway, black primer and Citadel paints works great. We have opened green, so green is now.
Yes.
All right, so now we resolve green. Green is 2 runners. And now we resolve necromancer, correct?
Yes.
And that is 2 runners.
No, over here.
No, right in there with Nelly.
Oh, I forget this one.
Okay, so idea here.
All right,
Because we were talking about trying to go in the green door, but we don't need to go in the green door, do we? If we can go through that, then we can just pop around through
If
the
you-
yellow and get the other one.
We can go through
Right.
the blue door.
Blue door
and do
to
it.
purple and then make it to
Fair
yellow.
point.
And then we don't have to try and get
Okay.
through here.
So we're just gonna abandon this area for now.
But we also gotta get them. I
So
say
all
we just
doors
ignore
are
the
now
green.
unlocked.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no
Oh,
XP
that's right.
point.
Because we
Or
opened it when we did
objective.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good idea.
So
So
we just
we
all
need to
head
get out of
towards
here
blue. Yeah.
and
Run.
yeah.
So Clovis, but as always, you set the tone for the whole round.
All right.
Where are you, Clovis?
There, attacking
All right, you
Fatty.
got Fatty and a runner with you. So which one will you attack?
The Fatty.
I think it's a great idea.
Okay. 2 and 3.
What's your target? No.
4.
Okay, so you no good.
The next thing I need to do, the 2 things I need to do to upgrade this particular stream, this Crafter's Corner stream, is first of all, figure out how I can listen to the show as well. So I believe that means I've got to get some more virtual audio cables installed into OBS. But then also from a hardware perspective, I've got to upgrade the auxiliary camera right here. I've got the auxiliary camera upgraded for the Morning Grind show. So when we're looking at something on the Morning Grind, I have a nicer camera that shows the board game or whatever we're unboxing or something like that. But of course, that nicer camera, which was an iPad, I can't connect to OBS to use for this. There's always something with technology. So if anybody knows, I need just a good USB camera. It needs to be USB. In order to make this work with all this technology, it just needs to be able to connect via USB, not like through Wi-Fi or anything like that. I need a USB camera that works well. This is just a webcam right here. So it can be a webcam, like a USB webcam. But I thought this was a really good webcam. That's why I bought it. And then it's kind of lame. I mean, it's not all that great a camera. So if anybody knows, and so I bought it, but it didn't do what I wanted to do. If anybody knows a really good USB webcam that and what I should buy or one they recommend, please let me know. And we'll do a hardware upgrade on this side of things.
Can I do multiple attacks?
Yeah, you can attack me. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
No, we'll do that. 4 and 3.
Okay, so the fatty died 1 XP.
Okay, and can I take my last action to attack the other?
You can. Yes.
Okay, and what do I need to hit him? Oh, that's 4. So that's the same thing. Okay, he's gone.
Okay, so take another XP.
Okay.
But that's all your actions, correct?
Yep,
Okay.
that's it.
So you're standing there like, all right, I got it.
Yes.
Yeah, next turn, you gotta get to something.
All right.
Don't want to be up all your
Good
stuff.
Widow.
Kill some runners.
All right.
All right. Take my first attack on the first
Can
one.
you do roll 2 or only 1?
Oh, here we go.
I-
That's okay.
I
Here's
will
my
roll
die.
One.
Here's a.
I am not brand loyal as far as brushes go. This is just craft smart, whatever that is. But I've got some of the Army Painter brushes. Those are nice. I need to get. I'd like to get some more of the Army Painter brushes. But mainly, it's just whatever. Like, what brand is this? I don't even know. It doesn't even say. Basically, I would buy packs of brushes from just Walmart or Target if they were small enough. Yeah, I'm just grabbing whatever works.
So that's so 1 die. So
You
that's
got one more roll.
You got one more action.
Come on.
Nicer brushes probably do work better, but I hadn't been at that level where that was starting to matter.
All right.
Okay. Take an XP. And that was a runner who died?
Yes.
All right. Good job.
Runner remains there.
There is still 1 runner over there. All right. Silas.
I'm going to step out. Oh, it takes me two to get out.
No, you're right here.
Right.
There's nobody in there.
Right. So I'm leaving.
Okay.
So one, two.
Okay, so 2. You got one
I will
action left.
shoot that. Is that a walker?
Yeah.
You could shoot the walker,
I'll
yes.
shoot the walker. Is it worth it to use the crossbow?
Should you stay in the room?
He can't do that. Can't line of sight.
Well, that's up to you. We'll probably go for about 10 more minutes here. Then be up and at them early in the
roll
morning.
2 dice, trying to get a 3+ on each die.
Okay.
Or you could roll 1 die, trying to get a 2+ on each die.
Where do you see 2+?
Well, your special ability is.
Oh, right. Okay. All right. So I will roll 1 dice.
Okay.
Shooting with my short bow at the walker. I need a 5.
You got it.
Gone.
So +1 XP.
Experience. Yep.
That walker is gone. All
Good
right.
job.
Nice
All right.
job. Cool. Whew, okay. Where are we trying to get to?
That way.
So if we go there, I can go.
1, 2, 3. We're just making.
Yeah,
dash
I would
for it.
search, except for if I search, I'll end up here and I'll be swarmed.
Yeah.
So if you want to make it over here, I'm going to move here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
Then
all make
I'll
a
go
mad
there.
dash for it.
Because they're all going to advance.
Oh shoot, guys, you can't leave Silas alone.
Yeah, but they're all going to advance 1 turn, and then I won't be able to leave the square because there'll be 4 or 5 zombies. in the
But you
square.
can attack from where you are.
I do have Mana Blast. I have a ranged attack, so I can help you out.
Okay.
Yeah, but
So
you're right.
between the 2 of y'all.
They'll all advance 1 square.
And the
Oh, yeah,
abomination's
that's right. You
going
both
that
have
way
range. That's
because
true.
there are 2 there. As long as Megan doesn't move.
They'll be right in the middle of both of you.
Okay,
So okay, I think that's fine.
Okay. Is it my turn?
Your turn.
Okay, I'm going to attack the runner there. Nope. Okay.
So that was your free, basically.
That was my free,
You got 3
yes.
actions left.
Got him.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, he's
You
done
have
for.
2. You gain an XP.
Help me out, mate. Well, I don't know if you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
She doesn't want to leave the line of sight of the abomination because the abomination is walking in that
Well,
way.
we have Samson
When-
still here.
No. But if I'm yellow, don't I get +1 action?
Oh, you should be getting additional action.
Yeah, that's good.
Oops.
Yeah.
Should we have made him do something else first?
Yeah, but that's okay. That's okay.
Did you want to
What
search
would you have done?
retroactively?
You should have
I'll search.
searched.
Let's search.
Okay, let's say that you search and you get.
UFO man, you were talking about needing a paint palette or understanding why you need a paint palette. I want to try out those textured palettes. One of my friends has textured. That's Lou. Lou has one of these textured palettes for dry brushing that he's been using, and he was posting about it. And then I was watching somebody else, probably when I was looking at the slap chop method, talking about using those textured palettes for dry brushing, and I'm interested. I may have to get one of those, and I may have to try it out. We'll see how it works.
All right.
There you go.
And that is torch.
Nice.
Oh,
Spend an
nice.
action, discard the torch from hand, and select a dragon black token within range.
We
and
need
line
that.
of sight. Resolve the dragon fire.
And you can also search twice.
So you can put that in your backpack, or you could change, or you can exchange your entire. I mean, you can reshuffle your entire.
What do you think? I'm tempted to have torch and crossbow.
Okay, that means you are not able to attack in the same zone. Just remember that.
Oh, never mind.
Because remember, short bow is 0 to 1. Crossbow will be 1 to 2.
You can just hold on to it for now, though, right? Until
Because it
we
can be
need
one
it for
action
the
to reshuffle
abomination.
if you decide you need it.
Okay. We'll just hang
Okay. All right.
All right, thank you. And we continue.
And we continue. So, I mean, okay, we're now in your turn.
Yeah, I got the runner. So I need to stay there in
Well,
order
Samson
to draw.
is here. Samson is here.
I know, but
But we have to have
we want to draw him that way, right? Because there are 2 heroes over there. There's only 1 right here.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that he goes that way. Now, you can make noise. You have 3 actions left?
Yes.
So you
No,
can make.
2.
You have 2?
Yeah,
But-
two
yeah.
actions.
But
left.
wasn't that a spell that you
A
cast?
spell I missed, and then I used.
Oh, so you have
that
2
again.
actions
So I have
left.
2 actions.
If you want to, you can put a noise token down there,
Mhm.
and that will draw him that way if you're trying to disappear inside the room. If that's what you're trying to do.
Well, I was going to search, but I'm
Hmm.
not gonna bother if that uses
You
up
won't
an
you-
action.
Yeah.
So I'll just stay here.
You will stay?
Yeah.
The UFO man says some of the details on miniatures are so difficult to do. Yeah, like a lot of those new Citadel miniatures or Warhammer Games Workshop miniatures. And what you see pro painters achieve makes me sick. I want mine to look the same. Yeah, I hear you. I understand. I understand that sentiment. I just don't have time to actually try to become a pro painter. But, they also seem to be able to do it so effortlessly. They're able to, generate a whole lot of miniatures. So I think a lot of that must be technique. That there are certain techniques that provide certain effects instead of just intricate detail painting. But I follow several miniature painters on Instagram, and I do just drool over the kinds of stuff that they're actually able to produce. It's incredible. Don't have time to try to do all that, though. Okay.
If that's okay.
Okay. Well, I need to attack these.
I didn't know
You're
they
about
could
to take.
attack
You
that
will
much.
die right there if you do not kill both runners.
Right.
So surge or
Yeah.
you can't reach them.
Should I come back out here?
Probably. Let's just make a mad dash for it.
Okay. Did that? Yeah.
I don't want to die.
Yeah. Then that would have killed you.
I didn't know they could do that much damage.
Right. Because the runners attack, then move, then attack,
And then attack
then
and
move.
then- okay.
Right. All right. So now it's their turn?
Yep.
Okay. So first of all, those runners attack, and then they move into the next room. Those guys all move one. Get one space. Okay. I got the flesh
These guys
color.
Oh, no. Hold on. Keep going. A little bit more to do. Okay. Oh, that was paused. I didn't mean for that to be paused. But okay. So that got that taken care of. So that is the flesh that is on these guys. So that's probably a good stopping point. My timer is about to go off that said it is time to wrap up. But that's a good start. At least that was a lot of stuff that got done. That I've been trying to get done for a while. So the action figures are getting done. I need to get these guys started for a while. So that is great. So starting to make progress. I love it. Let's see what's going on over here. Erwin Sachs says, painted mostly structural figures. I'm still trying to master feathering. Now, like of course, I don't know much about it, but there's also, I guess that's different from wet blending, but I can't help. I'm not an expert. Chaos Incarna says, the absolute worst miniature to paint for the smallest details is the Whiz Kids D&D miniatures. Try painting a gnome artificer's facial features and not take eldritch insanity damage. I like that. I don't have a lot of those miniatures. I have one box of those miniatures that I was using as an example for purposes of product creation. So I haven't even opened it up. The UFO man says, I was shown how to paint miniatures by one of the Games Workshop staff. Oh, nice. But have never tried any other way. Well, probably what they do is probably great. Then I mean, what the it used to be called the heavy metal team, right? The heavy metal team at Games Workshop. They do incredible work. They do incredible work. So have a good night, everybody. What are we supposed to do tomorrow night? Monday. Monday might be our floating day. I probably need to do another Crafter's Corner because it's Sunday, or see, Tuesday is doing the video games. Wednesday is wind down. Thursday we're off. Friday is a show. Saturday we're off. Sunday is Crafter's Corner. So Monday might need to be a floating day. So it either should be a wind down or a Crafter's Corner. And I've got more painting to do. So we'll probably do a Crafter's Corner again tomorrow. Crafter's Corner 2 nights a week in order to get everything ready to go for more Dinner and Board Game episodes is probably not a bad idea. So we'll see you in the morning for the morning grind. We'll take a look at RPG stuff. And then tomorrow we'll probably do another Crafter's Corner. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Have a good night, everybody. Great show. Thank you. Glad you enjoyed it. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. It's going to be a great 2023. See you later.